Welcome back to Match Ball Grid. My name is Andre. It is a Sunday morning. That was terrible. Oh man, what a mess. That was a terrible audio pan, terrible opening. It's okay. It's a Sunday. Good morning, everyone. How you doing? We got an unscheduled stream today. We had to dodge a stream on Thursday, unfortunately. So I wanted to get one in here. So we're gonna be streaming for a couple hours this Sunday morning. What up, Europe? How's it going? Yeah, Jingles. Good morning, Foley. Sunday morning stream. You love to see it. Yeah, right? Feels good. Feels good. Onion, Matchball stream during a reasonable time. EU crew is here. Welcome. Also, Beep, EU crew represent. Yo, glad you can make it. I know I stream at times that don't make sense for most of the world, but it is what it is, and I'm glad to be able to do stuff with this, like this. Tokay's also Sunday Grid. Sweet. How you doing? We were meant to stream on Thursday, and it was a bit of a bummer, because specifically Thursday was meant to be like a really interesting stream. We talked about this a bit a week ago, but the last deck list of the week was actually White Blade's deck list, which had that sort of, pretty interesting write-up. It was this like pretty competitive sports metal deck. And we actually were going to stream last Thursday with Eric as a guest to show how to talk about this deck, to play this deck, excuse me, and to talk a bit about like the meta and what he thinks about the standard ban list and balance and stuff like that, hopefully in a respectful way, right? So unfortunately, that didn't happen. Turns out I got to be able to reschedule my second vaccine shot. It was meant to be at the end of this month, but because availability got a bit better, they basically allowed me to have it as soon as Wednesday. So I had my second shot Wednesday, and as of Thursday, I felt a bit like shit. So I decided to cancel the stream. Unfortunately, I have no good way to like message people that's going to happen. So if you're looking for a Thursday stream and you were confused what was going on, this is a Thursday stream because I was feeling under the weather. Now, barring this guy over here, we're going to actually have him as a guest on next Thursday stream. So at a regular time on this Thursday, Eric will be dropping by to talk about this list and maybe have a conversation about balance and the most wanted list and stuff like that. Just, to hear his opinions. Again, hopefully in a respectful way. No, I no doubt it will be. Eric has some interesting thoughts for sure. So that'll be next Thursday. Again, tune in for that. We also can announce on Friday, the 23rd. It is going to be in the Friday afternoon. I'll have more details. We'll be shouting out throughout this week. I don't know if you watched, but Vesper DBS did on it was twitch.tv/Vesper DBS put on their stream for Fite Nite. This was on Friday. 405 views. That's good stuff. If you're not sure what Fite Nite is, it's basically something that's being organized by somebody named Vale, and it is a 3v3 tournament. A 4v4 tournament of. No, let me try again. There are 3 teams. Very competitive Netrunner players. One team representing the UK, one representing continental Europe, one representing the Americas. And they're basically facing off each other in this constructed format where they all have to play different decks, and they basically pit off each other, swapping sides until you lose and you're eliminated. So this was on Friday, which was NWE, which is mostly German players, the big testing group that has been doing really well and winning worlds and stuff like that recently. And The Process, who are some of the best UK players, including world champions. You might have listened to their podcast that goes by the same name. This was on Friday. I haven't seen the end of it yet, so I don't actually know who wins, but I watched the first couple rounds when I was around on Friday. I need to catch up on this. But we'll be running our leg of it, which is going to be on the July 23rd. It's going to be starting in the middle of the afternoon. For me, it'll be starting at, I think, 3 o'clock Eastern. So for those in Europe, you should be able to watch it on Friday night, which makes sense because there are going to be, I believe it is the UK. I have The Process versus Snare Bears on. It'll be in a couple Fridays from now. So do tune in. We'll be plugging that throughout the month, but I'm excited for that. So that's gonna be later this month. Continentals also are coming up. I'd be super excited to commentate on that stuff. I'm talking with Nisei, so more news to come for sure. Yo, Ochen, first one caught live for me. EU as well. Yo, welcome. How's your afternoon been at this point, huh? Sunday's been good. I'm catching up to you, I suppose. Just you got the Pfizer stim hack and now you're ready to go. Yeah, no, now I feel great. Again, I felt bad after taking the vaccine. That's not a reason not to get it. It's really important that you get it for many reasons. I just had a bit of a headache and I wasn't kind of up to streaming, so I'm good now. Yeah, I was not like some people have worse reactions, so it's fine. How's everyone doing today? This is the deck list of the week. It is a startup deck of Steve Cambridge. Sangren ran a tournament just yesterday. You can watch it also. It was streamed on his channel. I think I actually wanted to do one thing really very much today, which is build a deck and see what Argus decks look like modernly, because nobody is playing it. There's a new meta where some of the good ice just got changed and got removed. I think actually Engram Flush seems really nice in an Argus deck list. But I want to try building some Argus to see what that looks like. See if Public Trail will be like good enough in a list, whether you can do Public Trail into you know, 2 copies of what's it called, high profile target, because Public Trail losing 8 credits, some runners can't afford that. I'm really interested to see if that works out, if like making them lose 8 credits is worse than anything else. They'll probably just take the tag. Yo, Night and Lav, how's it going? Happy surprise to be sure. A very happy surprise today to be sure. Yo, I feel the same way. Glad you can make it. I reckon the only people that are showing up here are people who have like subscribed or followed the channel. So well done. Any Eternal plan for sometime soon, since we got the article about the point system? Yeah, Onion, that's a good point actually. Eric, shake my head not having me on stream. Yo, I've already said that you'll be here next week, and I was upset that we had to cancel the stream, or at least push it. How you doing, man? How's your weekend? So if you're hearing about Eternal, what's happened? So Eternal is a format that is not very commonly played. I have never played it on my channel, which is a format in which you can play all the Netrunner cards from the history of the game. So it's basically the huge wide card pool. It's a massive card pool. For someone like me who's been playing for years, like I do know all these cards. Oh, Eric, you're brewing Eternal, really? That's wild. But basically, some people like Lost Geek have been working on balancing Eternal, because the Eternal format wasn't well balanced from what I understand. The people in Nisei aren't spending or weren't spending resources to make a new standard ban list or work on any way to balance this this format, because this format is pretty nutty because it includes so many cards. So that 2 things happen when the card pool is this big. Firstly, just the power, like there are so many cards that are just going to be a lot of better cards in the format. So you can take the best cards over like 10 years and put them all in your deck, and your deck will be a much higher power level than standard, right? Yo, ciao, Ander, pozdravi Serbia. Yo, Cavallo. I guess what time is it? It's like 5. Dobar dan, kako ste? OG Netrunner 2? No, just Android Netrunner. Just all the FFG stuff going off to Nisei. And so these changes came in, and this is actually really cool. But the idea is, as a deck, you have 5 points to spend, and a full playset of these cards are worth 2 points, and a full playset of these cards are 1 point. And you see on the corp and the runner side. So the idea is that you're still able to play with some of the most powerful cards in the game, and I'm surprised. Some of these cards, I'm like really interested to see that these are playable cards, but you can't jam all of them into a certain deck. So for instance, if you look at like Criminal, if I was building a good Criminal deck, and if you're not familiar with some of these cards, this conversation might not make too much sense, but like look at some of the cards you would want to put in a Criminal deck, and you realize that it quickly goes over 5 points. So you're gonna have to start making some sacrifices and make some decisions. So for instance, Account Siphon is like diversion of funds on steroids. It's really, really strong. So let's say that's 2 points, right? Maybe we want to play crowdfunding. Maybe that's another 2 points. Maybe we want to play Temujin Contracts because that's an incredibly strong card. So now you're already at 6 points. So some sacrifices have to be made. It would be probably crowdfunding. Then from that point on, if you want to play Aaron Moran, which is absolutely buck wild, that's a point. Amakua, a card that is currently not banned in standard, is actually 1 point within this format. So that's another point. Blue Moose is incredibly good in most Criminal decks. That's another point. Employee Strike is one of the strongest currents. The strongest current. Currents are legal, mind you. That's another point. It's actually kind of hard. You have to make some big sacrifices. I was really surprised. I was like, oh, this doesn't matter. I'll just play Count Siphon, Temujin, and Amakua or something like that. But you do have to make some legitimate sacrifices. Now the big question, because one of the problems or one of the reasons why I'm not excited about Eternal is that there are some really, really strong power level decks, and some decks that might not be that exciting to play against. Combo Cerebral Imaging decks can score 7 points out of hand on turn 4 or 5 if they get good draw, and it's hard to interact with that. But again, the runner's also very powerful, so maybe they have the right tools to deal with it. Employee Strike is a heck of a card. But yeah, I'm really stoked to see how this works out. I'm not a big fan of Eternal, that's not it. I want to see what Eternal looks like. I'm not the most excited to jump in and dive into something. It's really cool to play some of these cards, especially if these are cards that, at some point you've enjoyed, and I know I have. It's not something I'm super stoked about. Maybe just playing a Data Link reversal deck will remind me how fun it is. And that's not sarcasm. I like DLR. Eternal was effed, but it was just like turn 4 CI combo deck versus Busted Crim. Some new avenues have opened up now as well. Railgun combo is possible now. Oh, because 24/7 was like straight up banned, and it's no longer restricted, which is cool. Eternal's peak, that was fun. Let's never do it again. Hey, how's it going, Anarcho? Because I don't think these point totals are close to being perfectly balanced, but it's a great starting point. And I'm really excited to hear that, because like this is something that has to be iterated. Now, for those who are more in tune to the Eternal meta, are there certain decks that are like, you know, the titans of Eternal Classic that can't be put together with these points? Like, does the point system allow you to build CI7 combo? Because like you need accelerated diagnostics usually and cerebral imaging. That's already 4 points. So you can't do Estelle Moon stuff. Then if you want to play like Violet level or Ultraviolet, that's 1 point. So you can't go both. Oh, and then Jackson Howard's a point. CI7 is close to dead until Pinsel figures it out. All right. You can build CI7, but a lot worse. Okay, so that's really good to know. That there's like the decks that were the like, you know, the Baba Yaga, the Boogeyman. I wish they were the Boogie person. Let's not gender these. That they were that they're not totally playable. Oh, it's in the Penguin shell. Okay, that's a really cool shell. Penguins is accelerated diagnostics with this one Jinteki card that lets you put 3 cards on top of your deck. That was a fun deck. Yeah, how's it going, Lori? Good morning. That's cool. I'm like excited to see. Eric, is there like organized play going on? Like hasty, thank you. Or like what are you prepping for? Just like for fun or an event? There are no cards banned outright. No, Panari, how's it going? That's exactly it. There's no bans anymore in Eternal. So the whole idea of like you can play with every card ever printed in Netrunner is now alive and well. Eric says, I don't play Netrunner for fun. Shake my head. That's what I was thinking. I was like, there's no way you're playing for fun. There has to be a tournament. Yeah, that's really cool. So if you own old Netrunner cards, this is a nice way to get them to see some play. Mind you, there are other ways you can do that. I'm actually a big fan of the Big Boys version of this game that uses all the old cards, but with some changed numbers on their Jinteki.net mirror. I think that's a really fun way to explore some of the older cards as well, but this is sick. This goes from Eternal, like the way that I looked at Eternal before would be like, not for me. And at this point I'd be like, ooh, I'm kind of actually interested to see what this looks like and maybe dip into it. But it's not something I think you're going to see on this channel unless there's an event or something. Just because it's, I don't know, I reckon there's not that much player base randomly on JNet. I think Lost Geek is planning on running something once there's a few iterations. Oh, sick. Sick. I'd like to see Eternal eventually shape up into a format worth supporting with organized play. And the only way that happens is to give people test. Lol. Also, we played a lot of these decks historically. Yeah, no, I think that's good. I'm interested to see. A huge shout out also to Lost Geek. And I know other people were helping Lost Geek with doing all the testing and all the work needed to get a format off the ground. That's a lot of work. Cool. So let's go build a deck that's probably not very good because this is an archetype that has been around. I have to delete a deck. Let's delete this garbage deck. I need to clean up my deck lists. We literally don't have enough deck list slots anymore. This is the last deck list we can ever build. So this is something that I want to know how it works in the modern meta and how it works with some of the tools we have, because this is a deck list that also I feel like lost a lot of their powerful tools. And the idea is that we're going to play Argus Security. Argus Security is a deck list that basically goes pretty quickly. It is pretty liquid and can jam things behind some good ice and some of their best agendas that are, I guess, tempo positive, not precision design, tempo positive. And the idea is that when the runner interacts with them, there's always threats looming. When agendas are stolen, that's 2 meat damage or a tag. And also you'll have cards classically like hard-hitting news, which leverages a credit differential. And if the runner interacts with you and you can bury them with tags, they're going to be flatlined pretty soon because you have cards like Boom or High Profile Target. This sort of deck archetype has been around for a really long time, basically since Argus was printed, and there's been some changes with new like meat damage punishment. Right now, Boom and High Profile Targets are the ones that you want to go after. Ways to tag people. Back in the day, C-Source was even like the playable thing to do. But now we have Public Trail and we have Hard-Hitting News. And Hard-Hitting News, I think I have no doubt is going to be the better option. But I do want to try Public Trail to see how that works out, because losing 8 credits still seems pretty good for you. Admittedly, paying 4 is a lot of money as well. Now the interesting thing too about Argus Security is when the runner steals agendas, and this isn't the first time a turn, this is whenever, they have to take a tag or suffer 2 meat damage. And there's a lot of decks, specifically like a lot of like Anarch decks, that taking the damage, they'll just do that because it's is this standard Eternal? This is standard, Eric. Also Yellhorn, how's it going? Yellenhorn, yay for Netrunner Sunday, Sweden checking in. Yo, good evening, how's it going in Sweden? Also Zombie Woohoo Kai live, cheers from Denmark. Yo, Denmark, how's it going? That's sick. I'm like super stoked to stream at times that make more sense for more people. Now, the big problem with this deck is, or not the problem, one of the drawbacks of this identity is when it says take one tag or suffer 2 meat damage. The tag is really annoying because for the tag, you have to like, spend a click and 2 credits to clear the tag. And that kind of has an impact on when you can run on the turn because you always have to have a click left. And that can be pretty difficult with some of the other stuff they have, border control, border control, let alone some of the other stuff that they can put in their deck. Things like Prisec that give you extra tags. And so, it's hard to take a lot of tags when you run a remote server. So a lot of times people just take the meat damage, and sometimes the meat damage is actively good for the deck. If you're playing against an Anarch deck, the basically the modus operandi, minus maybe an Apocalypse deck, is just take the meat damage always. Because it has a big chance of hitting your breakers into the bin, right? Why is Paperclip not here? Where did Paperclip go? Collections? Oh, because it's Corp. Yeah, okay, right. So hitting things like Paperclip, hitting breakers that Anarchs can stall from the bin, sometimes it's really good to take the meat damage. It actually powers you up. But I'm hoping that maybe if we take this 2 meat damage, if we do extra meat damage to a runner, maybe because they don't want to take the tag, maybe we can also consider playing the namesake Argus Crackdown. So when they're running, they're taking more meat damage. They can actually end their turn with fewer cards in hand. And classically, having fewer cards in your hand didn't really matter, because at the end of the day, most of the Argus decks attacked you with hard-hitting news. They weren't punitive decks because they generally ran more agendas, because the more agendas you have, the more often your Argus security trigger is going to fire. But classically, it didn't matter how many cards you had in hand because they just hard-hitting news you, and then you'd have to take the tags and clear the tags next turn, regardless. And it doesn't matter if you have 2 cards in hand, 1 card in hand, or even 6 cards in hand, because if the punishment is boom, it's going to be flatline no matter what. Now, the interesting thing is, if they do actually have reduced cards in hand, we can start doing interesting things like Public Trail to give them a tag, hopefully, into a single thing like a high-profile target. And that can actually do 2 meat damage, which isn't a lot, but there's a small chance that's lethal. So we could even do turns of like, what's it called? If they don't have a lot of money, that you could do, what's it called? Oh man, Public Trail into HPT to do 4 meat damage, which is kind of interesting. Now, again, I don't think that any of this that we're going to do is going to be like tier 1 competitive. I don't think anything that we're going to do is probably better than just the hard-hitting news, like well-known stuff. But I'm interested to test it out because it's something I haven't seen in a long time, and I want to know what Argus looks like. It's another also good thing to know is that this sort of Argus security hard-hitting news brew, there's a chance that it's actually just a better thing to do within something like the outfit. There's a big choice sometimes whether you want to play the outfit, even Builder Nations to some extent, or Argus, because they're all like tempo positive ways to jam agenda and ensure you still have a credit lead. So when the runner interacts with you, you have the credit advantage and you can bury them with tags. So I think they're all good reasons to do it. Argus seems fun because we might care about the meat damage. Excited to see morning stream cheers under. Yo, John, welcome. Also, Xrand, this isn't Thursdays. Yeah, apologies. We had to bail on the Thursday stream. I was feeling pretty poorly. So we're rescheduling it again. For now, till now, I mean, right now it is the reschedule. And Thursday we'll be back with the stream with Eric is going to be joining us. It's live. I can't believe it's live. And watch it live. Howdy, Andre. Good luck. Have fun. Thank you so much for your absolutely wonderful, high quality content. Yo, thank you, Bounty. I really appreciate that. So let's try and build a deck and see how bad it is. I think that's always a good way to start with the positive attitude, and then we feel worse about it over time. So Argus Security, it actually incentivizes us to run smaller agendas a lot of the time because we don't want to run just like 6 3-pointers and then a 2-pointer because we want this to trigger as many times as possible. And luckily, Wayland has a really good agenda suite. It's one of the best agenda suites for like the 2 range, the 3-2 range, the 4-2 range, barring the neutral stuff. That's really, really good. So things like Project Atlas are amazing, especially because inherently we are a combo deck. We want to do like, tag punishment or tag into tag punishment. So having counters on Atlas is always really good because it ensures you can combo out the best you can. We also have a hostile takeover, which is really aggressive in terms of money, but also in terms of having, 1 point out of hand. That can be really good. We might want to play 3 of those. From this point on, there's some interesting decisions of what you want to play. A lot of these decks will actually just jam in Global Food Initiative just so that the runner always needs to steal 4 agenda points. And making that number 4 agenda points is, again, very good because it ensures Argus security will be online for longer throughout the game, as opposed to running real 3-pointers, which there's a chance that the runner only has a trigger ability twice, which is a bit of a bummer. So we kind of want to go on the food route, would be my guess. That's classically what happens here. It's not an agenda you're excited to score. A lot of times you'll just bury this with like Spin Doctor or whatever, but it's something to do. And from here, there's some interesting ideas of what we could jam into the slot. You can play any of the tempo positive agendas, the 4-2 agendas. So things like Cyberdeck Sandbox are obviously very, very good. Maybe even too good, people say. But you could always put 3 of these in your deck and feel good about it. On top of that, you could play Off-World Office for 7. But one of the fun aggressive ones that you can jam in is the classic Wayland Oaktown renovation, which the runner knows is an agenda, but at least you're getting money at the same time. Of course, the only danger is that depending on how long you're streaming today, you may overlap with the Euro Cup final. Ooh, when is that? It's what, Italy versus the UK? I've heard a lot of negative things about the whole idea, but I hope it's good. Dunch, how's it going? Welcome. So that's an agenda suite. It's 10 agendas. They're all good agendas. They're all, besides the food, at least, that we're excited to score out. And we can start here. So, in terms of assets, jamming things in remote servers is good. Rashida is always really good. We want to be drawing a lot because we are a combo deck, so we're going to need multiple pieces in hand. And we're not a straight combo deck, but the idea is that if we're trying to threaten like 3 operations in hand, we kind of need to draw a heck of a lot. NDO front is probably okay. Some decks are faster and don't need this. Above the Law is surely better than the third Oaktown. Oh yeah, totally. I forgot about that. Yeah, Above the Law is sick. This is really good. So this is something that can just blow out a runner. It's a 3-2 agenda too, which is awesome because basically any Wayland deck you build that's running 3-2s, you run 1 Audacity in it as a minimum because sometimes you just win a game on 5 points. CWP, force 2 tags or 4 meat damage on average. CWP is what? The neutral one? Orbital. What's CWP? Orbital superiority? That doesn't line up, but like you could. Oh, City Works? City Works is not something that I think you want to do a lot of times. City Works project is like, you know, it's really good in the remote server, but it's only really good if you have something like Punitive Counter-Strike generally attached to it. Also, sometimes you want a bit more support, things like Dedication Ceremony to get a lot of advancements on it. But if this is just ripped off of R&D, like, oh my god, we lose so quickly. Because it has no text, and then they'll win in 2 agendas. So we're going to feel really bad. I don't like running real 3-pointers. Football's not until 3 hours from now. Okay, I'm going to be streaming for about 3 hours, so that lines up. I like the one you can forfeit to let it run and lose 2 clicks. Yo, Dunch, I really like that one. It's really, really, really fun. How's it going, Spear? False lead. Unfortunately, it's like a deck slot thing, because these actually like really, really load down your deck, but this is like one of my favorite agendas, period. There's so many times where you can build decks where this matters. Admittedly, this might matter more on a hard-hitting news deck because giving them a bunch of tags and then unallowing them or disallowing them to clear all the tags or only like 2 tags, that's generally more powerful. There's a chance that's not going to line up into, you know, our sort of strategy. But with a hard-hitting news deck, I do like false lead a lot. The problem is like, you know, it eats up your slots. Yo, Pat, how's it going? It's a Monday morning. Good morning, man. Okay, at this point, we probably want to play some recursion. I think we're going to do Spin Doctor. Let's do 3 for now and cut it for influence. Eric says we want to do 2 Audacity. I think you're probably right, but I want to be trying to kill. Like, I just want to flex the kill muscle more than flex the win muscle, if you know what I mean. Right? The agenda suite for this sort of deck is actually much worse because we used to have Data Raven on Sentry. Now we don't have that. In fact, there's almost no good sentries you want to put in this list, which is a bummer. I don't know whether we want to play an Archer. Maybe we do. But let's get some ice in here. The question is where we spend our influence. Are we going to be playing the new Funhouse, which is, it's okay. It's fine. I'm not excited to play this card. I don't know. It's more expensive now. At least there's no Trace, I guess. Like the Trace is better. The Trace is much better. Okay, so let's get some ice in here. So Afshire is good. It's good. Gil, how's it going? Standoff? Standoff is like another one of those cards that it's just like, it's nice because it triggers for Argus and it's something you can add to your deck. And it's also a lot better right now. This card used to be a liability because there used to be a card called Turntable that was played like pretty modernly in the Argus meta. That doesn't exist anymore. It's rotated out. So it's something you can do, but it's a lot of slots. Scoring this is good if you have other ice, you know, like Archer and Tithonium, stuff you can forfeit to res. But it's not like a card I'm excited to run. It's like 49th, 50th card or something. Yo, Jackmate, how's it going? What are you up to? Cool to catch a stream. We're trying to build an Argus deck, see how it works modernly. Honestly, I have like measured expectations, but I think it'll be fun. Yo, Yidaho, how's it going? So happy to watch the stream. I live in France and you're generally on right around 3 a.m. Yeah, exactly. How's it going? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. Streaming at other hours is absolutely fantastic. There's so many people showing up to be like, yo, this makes sense for me. Thank you. And I appreciate that. That's great. I'm glad it works out. Okay, what else are we running in terms of ice? Mouseless is fantastic. It does all the things our deck wants to do. Get some money, give a tag, do some damage. Hell yeah. Ice Wall, not excited. Whoredom, not amazingly excited, but if we're rushing, sometimes having an end the run on the remote server that's a code gate is good, because right now we don't have any. Sentries is like really confusing. I don't know what we're playing for Sentries. Like, do we just play Veritas and feel happy about it? We have border control. HHN probably still one of the best win cons. Yeah, Jackmate, I think I'm going to try specifically not to line on hard-hitting news, but to rely on public trail to see how much worse it is. And I reckon it's a lot worse. Surveyor generally strong and taggy. Yeah, Bounty Hunter. There are a lot of really good lists that run Surveyor in Argus, but the problem with this is like it's a much slower card, right? Like you generally need at least 2 ice on the remote server. You need a 4 to res this for 5. It's cool. Like we had a player in our meta, Roberto, who loved Surveyor in his Argus decks back in the day because it actually gave him a late game strategy. Maybe this is a lot worse because Boomerang and Botulus are much more popular than they used to be, but if we're going really quickly, not amazing. If we're going to push for a mid to late game, it's definitely a lot better. But like this is such an awkward draw on turn 1, right? Because you can't do anything with it. You can't put it on centrals. It's awful. You can't really do anything on the remote with it. It's awful. So, Raven's loss is sad, but maybe Turnpike can fill that spot. That's a weird suggestion. I'm interested. Would you not just do Funhouse droids? How's it going, by the way? I feel like, you know, obviously the magic of Data Raven is that it gave a tag no matter what you did largely, and nobody really is playing Hunting Grounds besides one of the decks and Fite Nite for some reason. So I don't know. Boomerang and Botulus did not exist when Surveyor was good, especially Botulus. Feels bad for Surveyor. There was Boomerang. I think Boomerang was the best way to deal with Surveyor for a long part of Surveyor's life, but you're right, there was a small window. Is Colossus a thing? Colossus is very much a thing, but the problem with Colossus is, again, it's very expensive, and we need to keep our credits up to threaten death, but also these subroutines like don't really matter to us that much. Like we don't care to trash programs. Trashing a resource, giving a tag is okay, but like at 6, I don't know. It's not something I'm excited to do, right? Like it'll probably be one of the worst ice in our deck because it doesn't line up with our game plan at all. That's all the ice. We're going to run 9 ice. Let's get some operations in here. So we need money. The big question is whether you run, what's it called? The neutral, well, not the neutral, the Wayland. What's the Wayland government subsidy? Do you run this or too big to fail? I reckon you run too big to fail. Maybe you can run both. Do you run too big to fail? You must run too big to fail. Government subsidy doesn't seem as good. Okay, we're already at 35 cards, so we need to end somebody, right? So we can do like consulting visit, I guess, a single consulting visit. It's kind of awkward. We want to do, I think we're just gonna do, we're gonna do public trail. Man, it's just so many card slots. Like we have to do 3 public trail to some extent. We still have 4 influence, so we could run like 2 fun houses. We could also run 2 snares, which kind of works. I don't think Advanceable won't be a thing too, like Searchlight. Oh, Searchlight's just a terrible card. Honestly, Searchlight's like one of the worst ice in the game. Like, look at this. On its own, it does nothing. And then you start advancing it. And at that point, it's still like, oh, you can break this for, oh, I'll pay 2 credits, pay 2 credits. If you have Link, they pay 1 credit, 1 credit. If you advance this twice. And then on top of it, you know, they break it for like 2 credits with like Begalter or whatever. Yeah, Econ Warfare. I think Econ Warfare is really good, but the problem with Econ Warfare is that like if you do Econ Warfare into public trail, you only have 1 click left to punish anyone, and that can be really difficult. But you're totally right. Thoth is like Data Raven, yeah, but Thoth is like Data Raven at twice the cost, which isn't amazing. Worse subroutines too, I think. But yeah, Econ Warfare is like definitely the right kind of idea. We can try it. We need high profile targets. Yeah, this is where we're going to realize how bad our game plan really is. We have to run 3 of those because we really need to nail them. We want to run crackdowns, I think, because we want to ensure that they have few cards in hand, so we actually do have a threat here. Let's see how bad this is. And at this point, like, we're already way too many cards, so this is a problem. HPT better than Boom, agreed. For this deck, yes, because we're not going to double tag. You public trail them, and then what happens? I think that you public trail them, hopefully they take the tag, and that we can do double high profile target, assuming they have fewer cards in hand because of things like Argus Crackdown, because of Prisec, because of our ability. That's the abstract hope. I'm aware that this is not as good as something that we know works, but I just want to see what this looks like. And we're definitely gonna have to cut some of these. I think we cut the Econ Warfares. The subs on Thoth are useless. Yeah, they're really, really bad. Okay, we need to fix this ice situation. I think we will just try 2 fun houses because it does line up. Ping is also an interesting thing. We're now at too many code gates. The sentry problem's a problem. 3 public trails feels like a little much. It kind of is though. Like even if we play it, like I see what you mean, but even if we play this as a tempo, they lose 8 credits, we lose 4. Like, I don't know. Is that bad? Econ Warfare is quite similar to public trail credit wise. It is, but we need the tag more than we need the credit differential. Interestingly, like public trail with hard hitting news is probably even better, because if we like can affect like if we play public trail and they lose 8, then the hard hitting news almost always lands. There's a big reason why running both is actually the right thing to do. You can warfare similar to public trail because you make yourself lose 4 credits. Yes. Yes. I wonder if we don't need this. Self-econ warfare is really innovation in the Argus space. Yeah, well, we got to push the envelope somehow. Might as well make it hard for ourselves, huh? What do you do for a sentry? Like, this is terrible. There's no sentry I want to put in this deck. Like, are we actually playing Veritas? I guess we can play a single archer and hope for the best. So we're at 10. We're only at 13 ice. We want to get that up like 2 or 3 more. Honestly, Cobra's not the worst. The net damage is like kind of interesting for a game plan. Trash program is fine. I wonder if playing Cobra is like not the worst thing. We have end the run, not end the run, not the end the run. We need a better thing. Yeah, Ryan, how's it going? Yeah, I don't mind Cobra. Cobra's kind of cute. Let's try one of each and see what we feel better about. I feel like we do need some more barriers. I wonder if we want to just like, you know, I don't know if people respect Tithonium. If you free res this, sometimes it can be a panic. But this is a very expensive card. What are the other good barriers that I'm meant to be excited about? Like Palisade? I guess this is where you put in IP blocks. And IP blocks are actually kind of nice with our deck. Let alone we have no way to deal with AIs on tempo. I don't know. What does this draw like? Bailiff? Yeah, you could. It's just there's so much Amakua right now, right? Orion? Orion is incredibly expensive. We can't afford Orion. It's like 15. And then we don't want to advance it. That's like low tempo. We want to be fast tempo. Like if this is our opening hand, we say, go, hostile takeover. Then next turn we do install Rashida, install Tithonium, government subsidy. I think we have enough money for that. Yeah, ping is good, Zalyama. How's it going? I think ping is interesting. I kind of like it. The problem is like influence is an issue. And I wonder, like, there's probably a big chance that we just cut these for like hard-hitting newses and play pings. This seems good. We would draw 4. Here we could do like Atlas, Funhouse. Oh, this honestly seemed like a fine hand. Spiderweb is not about. No, it rotated. Yeah, it was good for Boomerang, that's for sure. So this is an opening hand. We would do this on the remote, this there, this on HQ. Yeah, Dunch, I like IP block. It's just we don't have the influence really. Unless we want to, like, we have to drop Spin Doctor. Or we could play Sprint. I don't know, this doesn't seem great. I feel like this is playable. I don't think this is good. So, like, we have to start losing the cute cards, right? Like, we have to cut... We're on 14 ice. That's probably enough. We have to start cutting things like the crackdowns. But the crackdowns are my favorite. Okay, we're gonna cut a win con. This is not a good idea, but we're gonna cut it. We need to cut one card. I get upset Eric by cutting Audacity. Cutting Audacity instead of Crackdown is for cursed. Yeah, I want to try this card. I'm aware that Audacity is like a direct win condition. This is like some jank. Grim, Spiderweb makes the runner go from Boomerang to Boomer. Dang. This hand is fine, right? Like you do border control, Atlas, hedge fund, the Boomerang you lose. I don't know if you're aware, but your camera and audio is out of sync. I don't think it is. I hope it isn't. There's a chance, Ochen, that you might want to just refresh your browser. It could be on your side, but I'd be interested to know if that's not the case. Or if that is the case. I'm hoping it's not the case. It looks like it might give it a refresh and see if it's still there. Because sometimes that can happen. Okay. This is bad, right? It's not? Okay. Good. What do other good Argus decks look like? What does like a classic Argus deck look like? What's the count of ice? Again, anytime you're building a deck and you panic, you just search it. Oh, no, you don't search that card, that's for sure. It was me, sorry? No, it's cool. No, like, I appreciate it. Even if there is something goofing up, like my audio levels are bad, anything like that, let me know, just so we can deal with it if it is up. I appreciate that. Interestingly enough, my cat, Nana, kind of knocked over my camera, so the camera is not set up the exact same way it was before, and it's so frustrating because it's like so hard to fix because the tripod I have is not good. Yeah, let's do date, I guess. Foiled again by the little cat. Does anybody know like a recent good deck? 4th. Okay. Nobody liked this deck. That's feels bad. Data Raven, Surveyor, Winchester, and weird. Not a lot of code gates. The barriers that we don't have. 10 agendas, the exact same as us, but they're doing one more food to one more hostile. That's neat. NGO, Rashida, Audacity, there you go. Beanstalk, Wild, Hard Hitting News, Hedge Fund, HBT, 2 big IPO. Okay. All right. Well, you know, that's close enough to where we're at. So we just need to cut a card. Anybody have any hot takes here? Please don't cut a crackdown. I'll be upset. We're not cutting a price hack. Cut a crackdown. I think we got a crackdown. This honestly is probably fine. It's probably fine. Drop a public trail, pick an FTP. They just don't do the same thing. Like an FTP is just a medium taxing ice. Public trails supposedly are win condition, right? It's like saying like, you know, drop your hard hitting news, play a toll booth. Like, yeah, okay, but it's not right. Excuse me, it's not right. I mean, it doesn't line up to, it doesn't help us close the game the way we wanted to do. Jake, love your channel. Yo, cheers. Thank you. How you doing? That's not right. What a dick. This is probably fine. This is probably fine. Opening Funhouse Rashida seems good. We just need to cut one card. One dang card. Cut the Cobra. 13 ice is good enough for the archetype. I'm gonna cut the Veritas. I'm gonna cut it. I want to try the Cobra. Okay. And remind you, this is the last deck that I have access to in Netrunner to be. So if this one's not good, like our career's over on a really bad note. I don't know what I'm doing. It's cool. No. But like, I don't want to say that. Like you say something and then I disagree with it. Like the point is not to be like, wow, what a silly take. Like I should not participate anymore in conversation. Like I want to not do that. It's so important. Like there's a lot of suggestions that come in for chat. Some of them I don't love, obviously, like when I'll explain why. And I'm hoping that's like a learning moment. Half the time I'm wrong though. Like that's worth noting. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say at least. Like that's not a reason not to participate, I hope. Yeah, the camera is also like kind of like it's hard to see things because it's kind of going over the lip of the screen. Gotta publish and get those likes. Yeah, I know. I don't publish enough. Okay, deck builder. Let's just import this. I'll update it so on Keyhole you'll see the deck list so you can wonder what the heck I'm doing. Argus. Crackdown. What's it look like on Sunday afternoons? It's only 11 games right now. Is it like fiercely competitive? Am I gonna get stomped with my deck or what's gonna happen? I don't know. It's part of why you like your stream. You really don't? Wait, I don't what? Publish my deck list? Or don't listen to feedback because both of those are kind of damning. Create. Where are we at? Where's my deck? View. Okay, I'm gonna update Keyhole. Give me 1 second. Keyhole generally takes a second to update. Uh-oh, my streams are playing on all the other windows. That can't be good. It's a private deck, save changes. So it'll take a couple, like 30 seconds to refresh usually. So if it's not there, just, you know, hang on a wee bit. Okay. Okay. We're good to go. Oh, it's Eric. Fantastic. Don't get overcritical. Refuse feedback. Okay, cool. Oh, he's gonna dunk me with the good stuff. Hello, Andre. So cool to catch you live. Greetings, all this is German in chat. Yo, Rosenheim, how's it going? It's cool to see you. You're in chat on the on Friday. I mean, enough said. Okay, we're gonna play against a tier 1 player and a tier 1 deck. So if we thought we had a cool, fun pocket deck that we built, we're gonna look really silly. Best of luck. Have fun. Now the problem about 419 is 419 just puts on pressure. We don't have anything good against Amakua. 419 was one of the big winners from the changes of the standard ban list because they don't have to worry about hard face checks anymore. They can kind of crush into anything. There's like no big ice that's really scary for them. Our Cobra also looks pretty silly on 1 strength. So this hand is obviously trash. We generally want to put an ice on HQ so we don't just get absolutely ruined by a diversion of funds. Is there a site for Eternal decklist? Alderain, not like specifically for Eternal, but you can search by that tag within a Netrunner DB. Werner, how's it going? I gotta watch live. It's going well. It's Sunday morning. I'm about to absolutely regret all the decisions I made to this point. Eric is going to absolutely stomp us. Meat on the barbecue, beer in hand, and never on a stream. Life is good. Yo, cheers. Enjoy it. Okay. 419, we have some installs to worry about. We do have this to score out, so I just want to ice up HQ to some extent. I'm going to put this... I haven't played against 419 in such a long time. We need this on the remote server, which is the problem. We talk about the Netrunner stuff. Yeah, we talked about it a bit. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. I want to see more of it. See what people are doing with it. I think it's neat. Give me 1 second, actually. I don't know. This is... No. No, too bright. Only a bit blown out. No, that's not good, is it? Oh, good old class act. Eric had a pretty low tempo turn. Wait, what did he do? Click for 3? Sick. All right, we have the credit lead. He has 10 credits, though. We're going to see the dirty laundries and bravados just kind of vomit out at this point. Yeah, Alderain, when you search deck list, there's a window for it. Yeah, see, this is the thing we're worried about because we don't have CVS in our deck. We just can't deal with this thing. We don't have any punishment in hand, so we could do price second to Oaktown Renovation. And he can get through this because it's only 1 strength. So we do need to ice up R&D. Oh, fuck. Excuse me. I didn't mean to put that there. We'll do server 1. Like this is so much money we lose. Because we can't give them turtle counters. I think Nana had a vision with the cinematography. She was actually going for a plant that was above and she pulled it down and did a whole bunch of damage and knocked the camera over. But the plant now lives outside. Did you follow the whole Fite Nite on Friday? I only saw the first couple rounds because I guess Upgrade nailed it. I only saw the first couple rounds. I need to catch up on it, but we'll be streaming our end of Fite Nite on the 23rd as well. So I'm going to be watching everything, of course, just to know what the meta looks like. All right, 13 credits. This is just a border control, so it's no real tax. We don't have anything in hand, new remote. Like, we have to pay for this. This is like, we don't have a chance. Like, we literally don't have a chance. Admittedly, our hand is a bit bad, and we probably should filter this. Deuces. They're probably going to expose. Exposing border control here. They're at 3, so they can go through it. They're going to go to 4 strength. I wonder what they're playing around. Maybe 5 strength? Penny Shaver to gain 2. Miss Bones. Nice. Wonder if Eric's going to play a bit cautiously because he really doesn't want to lose to this. We do have the credit lead, but we just don't have any of the things that we want. We're going to have to purge at some point soon. So we're going to install this. I'll res it. Maybe I shouldn't have. We'll put this on HQ. We'll hit the government subs. So we're at 18 to 11. We res the border control. He cost him 1. He clears this, which is a bit bad for us, but we get this res, I guess. And now he misbones all of this, so it's not a real cost. And misbones isn't just its installed cards, so it's not specifically oh, we hit a false light, that's good. It's not specifically like just assets or upgrades. So that's not gonna be a huge cost. Misbones is really good. I wonder how many are in the meta. Is the people referring to when they're talking about Eric Andre show? Usually, yeah. Sunday stream Thanos, yeah, totally. How's it going? All right, so let's see if this is respected. It's a 1 of in the deck. If this connects, it's like quite good for us. I think I made myself too bright now. Okay. This is so brave too, even if we don't have the right thing here. Like, this is something that Eric has to respect. And Funhouse is going to be honestly annoying. There's a good reason sometimes to play like one of those hunting grounds in an Amakua deck, just because IP block seems like it would be coming back pretty hard because it is like a low influence taxing ice for the cost and it deals with Amakua. I think he goofed. Yeah, okay. The inside job is going to absolutely destroy this remote. Damn. Yeah, we're going to lose. I love bold oak time plays. It would be good. I think the inside job's the only weakness we had here. Unless Eric wanted to do bounce, bounce, run. Lost a turning wheel and a penny shaver. So it's a spin dock. Also because it installs face up. We don't need to we don't need to prevent an expose. Okay, so now they're gonna play around Archer. He knows it's an Archer. Yeah, we 100% lose this. I don't think we have any game plan here. He's now at 6 strength. We concede. We don't actually concede because we could top deck. If Eric spends too much money here, we could top deck. But he's playing around it. Wouldn't consider ETR on border there? Yeah, actually, well, maybe. The problem with the Amaku is it's hard. On that one, I definitely... Oh, on that one, actually, I think you're right. We should have. Maybe that was really bad, Slack. Yeah, maybe. I totally forgot. We could have probably border controlled that to eat the inside job. Yeah, I'm regretting that. Don't want to put Cobra on the server to avoid another inside job? It's not likely that they have... Maybe they have 2, but that's really expensive. That's 2 credits, and then we have to res it and res this, so that's all our money. So it's not really something we can do. I will res this. We're not going to win on agendas. And the cool thing about this bravado is that, like, if he wants to go back, the question is whether we pop this or not. We can only hit him. He already made a successful run this turn, right? Yeah, so we can always... And he'll have enough money to go back. I'm gonna pop it just to make it a bit more awkward. If we top deck specifically, if we top deck what's it called, the public trail, we might be able to win. That bad publicity is really bad for us. Man, Amaku is a bit too good, huh? Let's see what he takes here. He takes the tag, so he clears the tag. So now we can't, because now we need another damage. Yeah, no good. No good. Because he can't dodge public trail. So, Corporate Triple C is a fun counter against Amaku. Yeah, no, that's a good one. CVS, though, on its own is probably just better. Because CVS would be an absolute blowout. Oh, no, sorry. Whoops. I thought he'd be dead in the water. He knows I'm not on hard hitting news. Eric knows the deck that we built, but that is this. He's playing not around hard hitting news. Like hard hitting news would be a lose here for sure. And that's kind of the show of why hard hitting news is much better, because it's just one card in hand that represents a threat, as opposed to us needing like a combo. Which, you know, that's bad. I shouldn't have put this in the remote. That was a mistake. Honestly, bad publicity is also kind of bad with this funhouse, because it's not like they can trace a certain amount. It's just over. Oh, man. This is so bad. This is so bad. So he's on 4. If we res this, we'll be on 8. Then we'll be on 3. And it'll cost him 3. I think I'd rather be on 7 than on 2. So he's on 9 credits, which is exactly like, you know, where you want to be. Ugh. Like, we have to purge at some point. Because honestly, purging with like Cobra on archives is pretty good, but he has exposed cards that give him value. I'm gonna res this. I don't want to get falsified. This is why we should put Spin Doctor in server 4 and this in the remote, because he actually might have ran. Oh, now we lose. Okay, we lose to this. Yeah, we have no chance. That's tech. We can't beat this in the slightest. We have to hit the Amakua somehow. But this is impossible. We can't beat a single tech card unless we score out our send a message. Is that what it's called? No, not send a message. Our like orbital laser to destroy this thing. Because with this thing, he can prevent all meat damage. So we basically have to get him to a point where he has one card in hand and he has to pop this. They got to print some kind of lockdown which purges and prevents virus counters from being gained on the next turn, or just ban Amakua. Yo, it's really hard right now, right? Because like people are complaining that, you know, Cyberdeck Sandbox is very good and probably should be addressed. And that's probably true. But the big issue, as soon as you like deal with Cyberdeck Sandbox, like the best deck in the meta is like a virus max deck, let alone 419 with Amakua. Like you can't, it's so hard. It's so hard to balance it by just banning cards. Like you have to ban so much for that to be reasonable. We really don't have a win condition here. We'll purge next turn. And at that point, he'll try and get in with Boomerang or a Deuces Wild or Falsified and get some counters. It'll be hard to lock him out. Instead, jumping the Funhouse is also pretty annoying for us. Should I just swap the deck when he joined the game? I know. We should just play a harder than he needs deck. We would have got him good. Oh, yeah. Okay. We're going to concede. Whoops. I fired too soon. But like this is kind of a bummer, right? Like we're playing against what's supposed to be one of the best decks in the meta, and our deck is like by no means it. So yeah, feels bad. I had to wait for that because you can't break both the subroutines on Afshar because it's on HQ. Do we want to be on 4? Would be at 9 plus 5 and 4 credits, or do we want to be on 8 credits? This cost Eric. Res it. He's gonna need to go through it again. No, we don't have enough to purge because we can't lock it out. Oh, that's good though. We'll purge next turn. He lost his turning wheel though, so like he's not gonna build up for a big dig. Oh, what? I thought we hit one of those. Oh, cool. 3 diversion of funds right in a row? I thought we trashed one of those. Okay. Cool. Good game. Yeah, we don't have a chance there. I'm out. The single Citadel will do it. Admittedly though, like Hardening News would have been fine there. Like Hardening News would be totally playable. Summon blue. 2 points. 1 point. Yeah, this card's back. This card was one of the strongest cards ever. Oh my god, it was out for like... It got banned pretty quickly, but this thing just made no sense. Talk is free. Everything else is done. Why are you summoning Rizekis? What's the difference? A single blue moose? 2 Rizekis. You decide. A CD subtype. There's one card that interacts with CD subtype. All right, let's try that again. We did not draw our combo piece at all. So like we couldn't even do like the tempo, us lose 4 credits, they lose 8, which would have been okay. Unless they're trying to exchange of a retribution, HHN is just better. I think you're right. I just want to see if we can get like that chipped kill. And I think maybe for that also we need snare. Like I think snare also helps us pretty heavily. Argus Crackdown as well. It'd be nice. But no, I think you're totally right. Like this is not better. Are there any things that also do damage while they run? This guy is drip. I don't know if there's anything else that does damage while they run, like in that Builders of Nation way. Because Builder of Nation also like is a pretty fine, it's not a good ability, but it's also like the sort of reasonable archetype for this like low hand size into death. Ooh, maybe even what's it called? Clearinghouse, you know? They don't run, but then they don't run. Hokusai Grid? That's a worse price hack, but yeah. Hokusai Grid. Data loop? Yeah, data loop is the problem with data loop is like it's very, very, very expensive. So like as soon as we do that, we lose almost all our money. I think to put more pressure on them to accept tag me, the 1-2 point agenda suite might be better. Would also run false lead. But think about like how do we add all those cards to our deck? Like those are just slots. Slots are hard. We want dedicated response team back. The lockdown's probably not worth playing, but it does do damage on runs. We're actually playing it. We're trying it. False lead in reverse, it's just too many slots. And false lead, again, I think you want to do hard-hitting news with false lead. Thanks for the game. Gonna go prep some Lancer now. I don't know what Lancer is. Enjoy, Eric. Thanks for the game. You too. Thanks, you too. Okay, so we have a funhouse for HQ, which is annoying enough. We generally want this on a remote server. So Zai could have early jailbreaks, legworks, any of that stuff is like good tempo for them, good money. Border control and HQ is like not amazing. You want on the remote server. Border control funhouse is such a good combo. I think we're gonna keep this and hope we top deck like an Afshar or something. Cardi really wanted Scorched Earth, which hasn't been legal. No, exactly. Beans. Okay. So we'll put our forced border control on HQ. Just build a huge money lead. Ben Musashi is like only good if they choose to steal the agenda, and you can refuse to steal the agenda, and it's also like 3 influence. If we don't res, they gain 2 extra credits and an access. We will res. And they have actually card draw. I think our idea is so bad because we can't kill through Anakam, right? Like if they have 3 cards in hand and we hit an event, they draw. Yeah, I think we need to reconsider it. There's just so many like incidental cards that just absolutely destroys. Anakam makes them nigh unkillable. Oh, that's really good actually. Now I'm gonna draw a second click and I'm gonna feel really bad. Because otherwise we could do install, but we can't. So like, they probably have inside job. If they boomerang this, it's like really bad for us as well. Because we don't have any punishment in hand. I'm gonna draw a second click. That's so bad. It's not what you want to do by a mile. You want to draw earlier in your turn. I'm gonna be making a video like top 5 tips to play better Netrunner. And that's actually like tip 1. No, we did not respect it. I think we're gonna click for credit because next turn we'll do, I guess we put this on R&D. That's fine. It's good enough there. 2 influence? Oh, really? Fair point on the choice. Yeah, it's just like, I'd rather play Hokusai because it's just more conditionally good in more circumstances. You can put it on centrals. All right, so now the problem is like they have drawn a lot of cards, so they're like even more likely to have the thing that they need at this point. But the server is, you know, barring that we lose any credits, is quite good for us. What's our goal here? HPT kill? Yeah, largely. But I think we have to scrap this list after this game. Like, I think we just want to see what Argus looks like with the good stuff, which is hard-hitting news, and see if it feels okay in the modern meta. Probably play some CVSs too. No, we're trying Public Trail specifically. Bankroll, wow. I haven't seen that in a while. It's aggressive. Interesting if they have their money on here as opposed to on in their credit pool. Public Trail hits a bit better. I think we just score this. Good. 13 credits. Let's go. They're going in. It's an Afshar. That's actually going to hit pretty well. They lose 2, end the run. A Mouseless there could be pretty mean as well. We want to keep our money up. Because we want to do like install advance Argus Crackdown. Rebirth into Steve Cambridge. That's also damage protection. So it looks like they have something for here. I'm just going to... I don't think we push this yet. I think we draw, we put the Mouseless on HQ. I wonder if they're the sort of deck that would run, what's it called? Sneak Door. Maybe not with this, like, MU taking up. Oh, we have a Public Trail, though. Have we considered Ping? Yeah, we kind of considered it. I think Funhouse is just better, but Ping would be better with, like, a false lead sort of trap deck. It's worth looking in. The problem is, like, we lack cards like this. Like, you know, mid-range Taxing Ice. Like, it's Mouseless and that's it. But yeah, I kind of like Ping a fair bit. Okay, they have a paperclip in the bin. Are we double Public Trail? Okay. So we're just going to get this out. Again, they're at the credit lead where like hard-hitting news wouldn't matter. Public Trail obviously wouldn't matter. They're boomeranging here on the Mouseless. We're probably going to get credit. Let's see a diversion here. That's a legwork. Okay. It's pretty good. Yeah, we'll res it. We can border control this as well, which will mean the boomerang gets lost as well. I think we will legwork. Eat the legwork. Yeah, I'm going to fire this. It like stops them from, it gives them turning wheel, but it stops them from getting the 3 credits, 3 accesses. It stops the trigger on bankroll. It stops the trigger on boomerang. It just seems good. The bankroll sounds like a lot like either Sneak Door or Stargate. Oh, ooh. Oh, they're just eating this though. Okay. I like that play because their paperclip is less use now too. Yeah, it does have a fair bit of use. Now they're going to get some axes this year. If they hit this, they have to take a tag or 2 net damage, and they might find double public trail. I wonder if they trash the crackdowns as well. You can have a sure gamble. Because now they've rebirthed the Steve. Oh yeah, actually they're not even getting 3 credits. I forgot. They rebirthed out. So let's see. It's a crackdown. Let's see if they trash it. Because if they do, they don't have public trail damage. Another? Can you play multiple? No. Public trail turning wheel. Okay. Yo, Scrub, how's it going? Happy Sunday. So if they clear the tag here, which they have to or they lose a turning wheel, like they can get public trailed. So they clear the tag. So in theory that we could public trail them. The problem is like we have no punishment. So we had to do public trail. We need 3 cards in hand. We have to do public trail into high profile. And on that note, not hit an event, which seems impossible. Now, if you're thinking like retribution, trashing the paperclip doesn't matter. So like that's not even that much better. But I think we do have a bit of tempo on our side. I'm worried about a diversion. That's the only thing that's going to really get us here. I made an Argus deck with minimal ice, bioethics, and a ton of upgrades like Price, like Force Connection, Oversteer Matrix, Kill with HPT. Yo, Force Connection I think is underrated. I actually do like Force Connection a fair bit. It's also the sort of thing that's really good in a false lead deck. Oh, there you go. They do have the Sneak Door beta. That's fine though. There's nothing here for them. Was a maze considered double plug trail? No, because it's 3 influence. And it kind of does what Price Egg does. But like this is an active. We want to be an active deck. But you're right. You could play more traps. And I think that's worth testing. As like a maze and you know, what's it called? A maze into Price Egg, stuff like that. It makes the remote really difficult. Overseas Matrix can really goof up people. It's only if they trash stuff, but yeah. No, I know what you mean. I think we can get a counter on this. And this is exactly why you do play Audacity in your deck. Because if we did play Audacity in our deck, we would win if we top deck the one of 3 agendas. Or the Audacity, which isn't in our deck. So obviously Audacity is like a good include that we cut from the deck to play garbage cards like Crackdown. Two tags, 2 Argus triggers, small agendas. It's an option. We could go like PE type small agendas. I don't know how they deal with this well. If they do get down into Mina, it deals with it really well. We talk deck a card we don't run. You just go to the deck builder tab, you edit really quickly. Oh, Angolo, wow. That's a lot of it. These are like multiple 2MU cards. There goes the bankroll. Diversion. Good. Your hate makes you powerful. It's still like really awkward. It's 2-4. It's like they have to break this for like 7 credits if they want to break all of it. 2, 4, 5. Wait, what? Did I do the math wrong? Oh yeah, I did the math wrong. It's only 5. Keep thinking Sneak Door is Passport. You're not the only one, Rarino. Or Rhino. There's a lot of people think that as well. It does look exactly like Passport. For those who have played the game for a bit. So here they're thinking like, you know, oh, we got them, right? But we could have scored a 3-2 out in this remote server. Like, oh man, if we only had, what's it called? Audacity. But you know, we did what we did. You always add asses that must trash like BE or Urban Renewal. I want to ask this spam Argus if it's fun. I feel like it's, I don't know. Maybe. I kind of like the idea. We're going to only play Argus today, so we'll try and explore a bunch of camps. We can pretty definitively say Public Trail is just nonsense, unless you're playing like Retribution or Exchange. And even then, it doesn't line up very consistently. Haven't seen Ngolo in a while? Yeah, I know. Anarchs would be playing it, but they have viruses. They don't need it. Criminals have a Mina, and even some are playing Unity. But this is still pretty good. I think you see it out of like Apocalypse Tau decks or Lat decks or whatever. All right. So we need 4 credits, so we're probably not going to res any of this. We're going to spend all our money on this, unfortunately. but it's going to be worse for them. Oh, they also took 2 damage. Oh my god. Whoa, they're almost dead. They're almost dead. I forgot that we had Argus Crackdown on. So they took 2 me damage to initiate this run. Oh, wait, to make a successful run, not to initiate. Now the problem is, well, if they don't clear all the tags, which they can, like we just don't have enough money to do public trail into a single kill piece, but we're like the closest to it. We just don't have the money to afford it. And it'd be 6 credits to do public trail into a high profile target. Is public trail worth it for the credit swing as opposed to the tag? If you want to care about the credit swing, you would just play economic warfare in your deck. So no, 4 is way more than 0. If they steal the food here, it's actually really bad for them. Oh, but they get a card draw. So they're kind of safe a bit. Let's see if they tilt. If they steal the food or the other thing, I'd rather them play Bravado. I want them to run. They hit the public trail, dang. If they hit an agenda, they'd be really awkward. Wait, this is whenever? What are they doing? Oh no, it's whenever, not the first time. I did not know that either. I thought it was first time. Oh my god, they almost died if they didn't have the draw from Steve. So they have to clear 2 tags, which if we had enough money, we could do public trail into high profile target, but the money is the issue here. No surprise. So if we specifically top deck too big to fail or a high profile target, we can win. If we specifically top deck one of those cards, and I think we have 2 of one and 3 of the other. Whenever's always broken. So we top deck a too big to fail. We do too big to fail public trail into, dang it, Rashida. So if we draw once, no. What's the card doing continuous meat damage? It's a lockdown. This is whenever the runner makes a successful run on a server protected by ice. Yeah. So that's on us. We had a small chance there. We had actually not that bad, 1 in 6 chance of getting a lethal there off the top deck, but we seem to be in a better place than they are, sort of. Admittedly, they have a huge turning wheel. Yeah, lockdowns are like mini currents that Nisei planted in the Ashes cycle. Okay. How does HPT win if you top deck there? Because if we top deck an HPT, we use Project Atlas to find too big to fail. We'll be on 7 credits. And then we do public trail, which they'd have to take the tag because they were on less than 8 credits. And then we kill them with high profile target. Oh, right. Of course. Wait, can't you win right now? I don't know, Dane. I don't think so. We just didn't have enough money. We only had 1 credit. How's it going, by the way? Did I miss it? I feel really bad if I did. And like we played around Anacom and everything. Man, there's a chance that we should have jammed there and played the Crackdown. This Crackdown's actually like feeling way better than we thought it would have. Do you res the Funhouse? Install Atlas counter for Audacity Advanced. We took Audacity out of the deck, Dane. If we had Audacity, we would have won a mile ago. But we cut Audacity, unfortunately, for slots. Which obviously is a huge misplay. We gotta res this, or they're just gonna slam this over and over again. Luckily, none of our ice is like really weak to turning wheel. But this is the problem with, you know, Funhouse. Admittedly, Data Raven was not that much better. It was 25% better. There, we got it. Okay. Here we go. Let's try it again. So much Audacity to play no Audacity. Tell me about it. Like huge mistakes. Any Wayland deck that you have 3 2s in, like you run Audacity. You probably even run 2 Audacity if you're a fast deck. Diversion, that's good because we won't have money to score this, but they're going to take 2 meat damage for this. They're going to draw 1 admittedly. Crackdown, let's go. Wait, the order is that they draw first, so there's a chance that we actually damage the card they draw? Because this is whenever the run makes a successful run. This is whenever you make a successful run, and our triggers happen after their triggers. Yeah, they won't be able to steal. Oh, they might draw with Anacom. Take Career Fair. So we hit Anacom and Dirty Laundry, so they have 2 left. No, because they drew off of the yeah, off of the thing. They can steal. No, and we won't kill either. We have no money. Ugh. Our kingdom for too big to fail. No. How does Crackdown and Void work? The damage first, then ETR? Void fires before the run's considered successful. The Void fires on approach. So they don't. The fact that they bought a turn so they didn't have to deal with the Crackdown's great. Now you can atlas for too big to fail. I can, but because they have enough money, like public trail's only considered successful. Well, it'll only do what we want it to do if they have less than 8 credits. So not exactly. I'm going for the Crackdown. It's the most fun card we have. They're just gonna like hit R&D though for 7, and if they don't win though, they probably lose. But to score to win? But we can't, right? Because we'd have to do too big to fail advance. We didn't have enough clicks. Right? Did I not miss it? I hope I don't miss it. And the problem is like the next time they run HQ, they're gonna pick diversion and then probably a second diversion that's gonna hit us really soon because they have like 9 cards. So the Crackdown's honestly pretty good. We just click 3 and get diversioned. It's gonna be really rough. Food's probably safer in archives than in R&D. Yeah, I think you might be right. I think you are right about that, Jack. And like, you know, Steve actually gets considerably more hit points. So I think they might want to do diversion to run R&D just so they don't have to deal with snare. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this is so bad for us that we clicked exactly to 5, but there wasn't really a play we could have done. If we jammed the remote server, it's the same issue. We've been absolutely stomped by diversion today. Like really, really stomped by it. Yeah, and now they have another diversion. Like this is so bad. Like if we're not pushing into a remote server and forcing to do something, this is what happens. Like click for 3 and then they diversion us. Like you can't do anything. Like now they're in 17. We probably should just discard this public trail. We did have a small chance that would work though. We had a small window. Oh, I forgot they can break both of them. All right. How deep are we going? 3 cards, trash and geo, unseen, unseen. Okay. They have 9 cards and if we click for cards, we just get diversion. So like, I don't know. It feels so bad. If we put this here and can't res it, they can farm turning wheel tokens, so that's pretty bad. We just weather the storm, I guess. They have 1 legwork in here. They removed the other legwork. But they can flush our hand with turning wheel eventually. No harm using the Alice counter for too big to fail just to stabilize. You have all the combo pieces. I don't think it would be considered a stabilize though. Because if we pull this for the stabilize, we give them another bad publicity so they can run R&D for free and then they build turning wheel counters. Like it's gonna be really bad no matter what we do. And this honestly is a threat that they have to play around to some extent. All right, so they're seeing 3 cards. They built their own legwork and they're gonna draw a card. 1 bad pub versus 3 turns doing nothing? Yeah, but as soon as we give 2 bad pubs, I think they're just going to slime R&D over and over again. But you're right. It's going to be a problem. Is this deck running Crisium? No. It's going to be a problem no matter what we do. Like, we just don't have a win con from this board state. Rhino, excuse me. You can actually see the deck list if you're watching Twitch on desktop. There's a plugin called Keyhole that'll show you the deck list. It'll be kind of like right here. It looks like a keyhole. Yeah, we got nothing. Like, just put Audacity in your deck. We would have won a mile ago. So I don't feel terrible about this. Ugh. So we broke our ND lock now. And we'll get diversioned here. Clicking to 5 to get diversioned. What are we doing? Like the absolute worst play we could do here. Click to 5. We found it. We found it. At this point, like with one bad publicity, I think you just slam Afshar over and over again. Like you flushed HQ. I think you just go R&D and build turning wheel. You can take the sure gamble. You have 8 cards left, and again, if they only run HQ once a turn, they're actually like gaining cards. Spin dock down. Saw the next card. Gain 7. Yeah, if we played Economic Warfare Public Trail, we just have a good deck. Okay, we're going to try and build a good deck after this. Cool, click for 3. I think we might get diversioned again, because one diversion's unaccounted for. Yeah, we should concede it a mile ago. Like, we're just waiting to lose. And like them running HQ, right? Like 5 seems like a lot. It's only 4 with bad publicity. They get a card draw from it, and they get a turning wheel counter. Like it's sustainable. They can keep that for a while, especially when they run HQ and they gain like, you know, a 3 credit card. Steve is so good. Steve's ability is immense. Like we really need to get a second piece of ice there, so they can't do that every single turn. Ooh, they looks like they're gonna overdraw here, and I think they still have boomerangs left. Like, oh no, all boomerangs are in the bin. Yo, Sangren, how's it going? How was the tournament yesterday? So just put this on HQ and click for credits. So at least if they diversion us, we can res it. But if we don't res this, you know, it's really bad. So they're going to just win off of R&D. They don't need one agenda, so our ability is totally blank. Yeah, there you go. Good game. Well, nice. Good to hear. So we made 67 credits to their 170. Kind of shows you a problem with clicking for credit. A lot of corp variety. Oh, that's good to hear, right? I'm worried about like the sort of game net meta. Hey, catch you around. Okay, let's build a deck that actually makes sense. So what are we gonna do? We're actually just gonna edit this because again, we're slow. We're weak on deck slots. So let's take out the bad stuff and put in the good stuff and show what Argus should look like, and firstly see what that bar looks like. I saw the government subsidies and I thought you were playing startup. Oh yeah, no, we're trying some really bad stuff, but it's not working out that well. We'll make it better. Okay, so what do we want to change? No crackdown, that's for sure. You put in Audacity. Yo, Jessica, how's it going? Happy Sunday. Only 1 game net. Didn't the last tournament have like, you know, 80% game net? So, hard to use is good. Economic Warfare is good. I think we want to go on specifically only boom. Maybe we do 1 high profile, 1 consulting. Oh, that is so hard to recover from. Oh, why is that so easy to do? At least we don't play influence for a consulting visit, right? Argus cracked security. Okay, we can rebuild it. Hostile on 2. We have above the law on 1. Atlas on 3. Oaktown on 2. This Oaktown honestly might be worse than anything else we can jam there. Food on 2. A lot of PD and mirror morph. That makes sense. I tuned in for a bit and I saw a cool mirror morph deck running like the nano etching and the one with the hand vapor frame fabricator, vapor wave. I don't know what it's called. Got home from work, nice relaxing evening, nothing stressful, no big football game tonight. Are you watching? You in on that? Starts like soon enough, right? Eric, what's your question? How spicy we talking? Worlds is next year online. Nisei announced they're holding 2 tournaments concurrently with similar levels of prize support. 1 in standard, 1 in startup. Which tournament gets more entrants? Standard. Next year? Well, it depends because startup actually should change pretty drastically between year to year. Ooh, that's actually interesting. So the idea is of next year, if Worlds has startup, which one has more entrants? So I think that if like, okay, so I think there's a big influx of Netrunner players this year because of the new set. So startup is like really appealing to a lot of newer players. I'm assuming that next year, like, okay, you'd hope that there's more newer players, but I feel like there was a big influx this year. So startup is like a very nice approachable way. I feel like Nisei is also going to cull the card pool down even greater, so that the longer the game goes, the more easy it is to play physical standard, because it's going to be less FFG cards, right? And I think they're going to be pretty drastic about that. So I think it depends a bit on rotation. I think startup is more attractive to new players. Startup format also drastically changes based off of because it's only like the last 2 products or whatever, 3 products. So like, how good is startup without ashes? It's also interesting. What do you think the translation rate is from startup to standard? I think it's actually pretty low. I agree with you, Eric. It is pretty low. But something like Worlds might drum up the interest. Building a good deck, meteor mining. Jack says, yo, maybe 3 foods, 3 hostels. You have the 3 hostels, 2 pointers. I don't think it's the worst thing. We just have to make influence for it. I think it's interesting. I think standard, but I want startup to have more entrants. I think startup is like quite cool. Do you have a new camera? Or is it just a daylight? It's just a daylight. It's the exact same camera. It's also a bit crooked because the cat knocked it over a bit ago. I haven't fixed it properly. Another rotation will make standard more manageable and maybe desirable. Yeah, I agree with that, Slack. A lot of the card pool a lot of people can't buy the physical card pool for standard. Exactly. And like the next rotation will probably be a whole cycle and a deluxe. So we're getting even closer to it being a manageable card pool for people who are post FFG. How come it never makes an appearance? She makes an appearance. She made an appearance on the last stream, I think. Dad playing the cat. Alderane, how's it going? The cat did this. If the colors are bad, it's the cat. It's mostly the daylight though. Actually, hold on 1 second. That's a bit better. As long as Jemison never rotates. Yo, preach. SADS startup, is it even SADS startup versus standard? What's startup event like participation like? Yo, SADS, it's actually pretty good. It doesn't seem all that large despite the influx. There's like a lot of places that have startup tournaments that have like regular entrants. I just feel like, excuse me. If you're watching this, mind you, in the VOD, I'd love to hear what you think about this, because this is very interesting to talk about, let alone to understand. But I feel like there's a lot of players right now. There are a lot of players that are only playing startup, and standard seems like pretty far away from them. Because they're new to the game, they want to learn some of this stuff. Maybe they've heard people badmouth the ban list or the balance team, whatever. And so like they're a bit apprehensive of entering into standard. I do feel like though, seeing the sort of thing that's going to happen on Continentals and Worlds, where like you start to get more familiar with the decks by exposure, you see how much hype there is, you see how how nice and approachable generally competitive players are, that might be a bit more interesting. I put my first draft on how to make the jump from startup to standard. Oh yeah, you put a video up this morning, Sengren. I haven't checked it out yet. I saw it like when I woke up. I think you're trying to transition from startup to standard. Sports versus Virus Max is a shock to the system. Yeah, that's also a big thing. Like some of the best decks right now in standard, like the Virus Max deck, like it's incredibly difficult to play, and also like incredibly awful to play against if you play like a deck that's not super competitive and you don't know how to play against it. Sven, greetings from Cologne, Germany. Getting into Netrunner for 2 months now. Really enjoying your helpful gateway series. Yo, how's it going? Welcome. Glad you're liking it. We need to make more content on the channel, not just stream. So we'll get there soon. Also, Freedon, first time catching a stream live. Startup was really nice as a returning player to ease back in. Yo, but Freedon, do you think you're going to end up playing standard at some point? Also, Cactus, what's up? I'm a years-long player who already overwhelmed by standard. Can't imagine what it's like for a new player. It's tricky. There's a lot more cards to work with, but like I think if you just start net decking and playing, you might be in an okay spot. But again, yeah, no, I have no doubt it is tricky. All right, we're gonna imitate somebody who's done it better. 3 food, 3 hostile, 1 Oaktown, 3 Atlas. Yeah, that seems fine. We won't play Oaktown though. The future. Agenda Suite, 3 Aket, 2 Spiderweb. Aket even. Yeah, okay. Aket seems okay. It has a face check, that's fine. Afshar, Mouseless, not a lot of them. We're on Surveyor, so we're going to go for a bit of a longer game, apparently. As a very new player, the idea of playing in a tournament frightens me, and yeah, I'm still only playing startup. Yo, PMK, I hear you. I totally hear you. But one of the best things you can do as a newer player, no joke, is to get involved in a tournament and organized play, right? Even the bigger the tournament is honestly better for you, because a couple things happen. Firstly, you start to meet people, and that's honestly awesome. One of the best things is there's so many people, like just check out all the people watching and hanging out in chat right now. Like so many people who care about the same thing. And the Netrunner community is like very, very nice and very approachable. Everyone here wants more people to be here. So it's a fantastic. But the most important thing is if you go to a tournament and you lose your first round playing against a continental champion or whatever, it's fine. Because your next round, you'll be paired against someone who also got swept round 1. And the bigger the tournament goes, the longer it goes, the more likely you are to play against someone at the same level of skill that you are. And you'll meet your equal and you'll make a good friend. Like, it's honestly fantastic. Yeah, no, I highly recommend it. I know it's intimidating, but you're just playing. You're just playing. Everyone's nice. I can only speak for myself, obviously. I have my own different situation, but I highly recommend it. That's all I'm trying to say. Ochan says I just started playing Standard like 2 weeks ago. Oh, cool. Do you think you'd do a set of videos explaining what each faction can do in Standard? I would like to, Eric. I definitely would. It's a very new player. The idea of playing in a tournament, was a bit tempted by the acid spam corpse. They're fun. But with Continentals coming up, I might play more Standard. I think Continentals will give a nice spur to that people will be playing or watching. I also think the Swift bannings are double-edged swords. Even with years of knowledge, it can be a bit hard to keep up. No, that's fair. Since you have a spin doctor, you might not have 3 influence for global. Yeah, we have to change the Global Food Initiative influence for sure. Don't be frightened. The Netrunner community is super friendly, understanding. Yeah, the couple of tournaments Jessica says I've done have been probably my favorite Netrunner. Silly pandemic killed it. Yeah, even in-person tournaments are obviously, I think, much more fun, just because you're physically with people and meeting people and playing and laughing and seeing people's smiling faces. But for real, run while you still can't trust me. Once you're hooked, you're done. I was doing well and getting better as a player, and now in-person game starts again. I'll be coming off a long hiatus. That's good though, but like, it's so nice to get back on the metaphorical bicycle, right? And then you play all the side games when you're not worrying about tournament games. Yeah, even like if you like, there's a Netrunner feeling when you're round 3 and you have to win everything to make the top cut, and then there's a different feeling when you're like, oh well, I'm already 2 and 4, and I'm just playing for fun. That's good. Yo, Roman, greetings from Kiev. Nice to catch you live. Hey, cheers. Thank you. I promise I'm more polite in tournaments than on the ShadowNet. Yeah. I'm a French player. It's hard to find a tournament here, probably online. Yeah, Jake, I don't know much about the French scene, unfortunately. There's other people, in chat and videos and like watching and reading comments that are definitely playing from France. So maybe you want to check around Always Be Running. Maybe there's local Facebook groups. Maybe there's probably a France chapter or like section on StimHack Slack, something like that. So there's ways to meet more people. I really just like online tournaments, bad for my ADHD. Yeah, no, also just sitting at a computer sometimes for a long time. Are you going to see their smiling faces when you play Economic Warfare? They're smiling once they have the frozen yogurt. Once you take it away, they're still smiling, aren't they? How's it going, guy? All right, okay, let's fix this deck up. So the basic idea of what we want to do here is have money, have high profile target as a 3 of. Oh, we're not even doing boom? I'm interested by that. Is boom better than high profile? Obviously, it's not trashable. When I first started ANR, core set plus first expansion only, I got about 4 or 6 other people in my local game store into it, then exploded, and we all started playing. But it wasn't until we held our first. Yeah, no, that's also a big thing, is like holding events is also really important. Like, you have to support the community. And like, I'll be honest, Montreal's kind of in shambles now. Yo, real talk, and I need to fix this. The person we've had that classically organized events in Montreal isn't doing it right now, and I have no hard feelings. That's totally fine. And nobody is. Like, Montreal doesn't have a store championship. We used to have metas where we used to have like 5 or 6. Like, it used to be so big here that I feel like I really need to step up and fix that. We're not running events anymore, which is a huge bummer. Really excited to see what single-sided in-person events start. I'm hoping some people try it out. Feedback has been good. Yeah, I like single-sided. Fair bit. It's like having a major store in a mall and Anchor keeping all the little stores. If you want to keep the docks, you probably need to go to 2 Lofo. Yeah, maybe we cut the Funhouse. I think we can. Not a fan of Funhouse. IP Blocks feels better versus Amakua, but sword tagging, it's just like, this is inherently one of the most taxing ice in the list. Obviously, IP Block is really good, but our influence. Maybe we don't play Spin Doctor. That'd be wild if we don't run Spin Doctor. They're in 2 Data Raven. Maybe we can get away with it. After a mouseless. Okay, we're at 51 cards. We have too much influence. Maybe we're going fast enough that we don't need this. Admittedly, this does speed you up. 50 cards. We're only on 18 agenda points? Wait, what? Wait, I did this wrong? 18 agenda points. How? Oh, 3 hostile. Oh, I don't like that. You cut 1 hostile instead of adding 1, yeah. Notice Andre hover over meteor mining. Time for sleep is almost 1 a.m. Yo, Jingles. Hopefully you had a good Sunday. Get some sleep. If you can, it's completely okay to say you can take that on. Wait, the events, be the events you want to say. Yeah, no, for sure. No, I think it's really important. I don't know about finance with the bad pub. You're right, with the bad pub, this becomes pretty bad, but the on encounter attacks. Oh, do we just run ping? Are we just running ping? Is this what we're doing? Is this what we've become? Yeah, it feels okay about that. I feel okay about that. I've thought about it for a bit. 510, we're at 12 ice. What do we want? A bit more than 12 ice. So we got to cut some stuff. Consulting visit economic warfare. We're doing, they're on 2 economic warfare. That's wild. Hedge. High profile target, too big to fail. Price X. They're not on Price X though, that's why. And people like us 1 influence. We don't have 1 influence though. Ping if you're rushing, ping is just good. Ping is just annoying. You can res it late. Since it's also good for the runners tagged. Yeah, no, I know, but Trace 3 is also like garbage with, like, it's the same problem with like bad pub. Trace 3 is awful. Like with 1 bad publicity, some runners pay 1 credit to go through IP block. Obviously, if they have specifically on Maku, it's different, and we're 2 for 2 on that. Actually, we're not even. We're 2 for 2 on criminal. But you know what I mean? Where's the best place to organize events? Seems like nobody reads the MTL Discord. Nobody does read the MTL Discord. And MTL Slack. I don't know if you're in that, Sads. But the MTL Discord is like, we only use it for running events when there are events. I haven't been in there in a minute. Okay. Thinking. Okay, we gotta fix this. Can you send me an invite? Yes. Email mtlnetrunner@gmail.com. Just email them and say like, hey, and then they'll invite that email address. That's how it works. It's technically private because it used to be a private channel, so it's not like fully open. You have to get an invite, unfortunately. This is a good hand. Cobra. How much have we missed you? Price hack. Okay, we can just cut up price hack. I feel like I love price hack though. 10, we only have 12 ice. How bad is this? Probably not great. Opening hand, confidently jam that. Then we do draw this on HQ. No, we probably do this on remote double draw. Oh, that's bad. We don't have enough ice. How do we cut? How do we get slots? I don't love this deck. What else we got? Hold on. Maybe just the 1 too big to fail. The hostels almost do that anyways. That's true, but we do need a lot of money. And too big to fail is also really good because it's a card that we can recover after we've dumped a lot of money into a hard hitting news. Drop the NGO. It's good. Yeah, NGO is probably the least necessary card. I think you're right. Oh, never mind. This one has NGO. Oh, this is a weird deck. Oh, I like this deck. Ooh, this is cool. I kind of like the surveyor idea so that we actually do have legs in the mid to late game. Oh, hold on. I opened it in a window. You don't see it. Okay. A lot of the new ice is good for taking bad publicity, like Ballista. Yeah, we don't want to take too much. It's like so bad for a run-based criminal to take on too much bad publicity, right? Fake Nats. Garn on the Slee. Oh, is this a Slee deck? What is this? Cool. Need more ice if we want Surveyor. I think we're at the point where that Surveyor is probably, yeah, not worth playing. Border Control Thethonium. This is like what we're playing. I like this. Too big to fail. Wait, this is very close to what we have. Oh, but this is before Spin Doctor. The question is Spin Doctor just better? Okay, I'm going to ask a silly question. Is Spin Doctor worth playing? We know the answer. Yes, it is. Too big to fail. 1 IPO. Okay. 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 3 price sec. I'm just absolutely gonna mimic this. Too big to fail. IPO. Yeah. High profile target. Hedge fund. They're on 2 and 1 consulting. I think that's fair. Ah, oh, damn beans. Five. 2 NGO. Rashida. They're not on surveyor. They're just on archer. So we'll get rid of these. Because we no longer have beans. No, I'm playing Funhouse. I think Spin Doctor should have been at least 2 influence. Not a fan of faction cards that are essentially auto includes in every deck. Christian, I hear you to some extent. The problem is like if that card is just 2 influence, it has a huge impact on NBN being very good. And like cards like this, I honestly don't think are a problem that everyone has access to them. Maybe the fact that they're auto-clues is an argument, but I like this because it lets you play better Netrunner. But that being said, you also have access to like Sprint, so you have some choices. I've long believed Spin Doctor's overrated. I'm on this hill with an army of 1. It is standard. How's it going, Sky? Cut a hostile for an Oaktown. I don't know. I don't know about that. This seems playable. 7, 12, 13. 1 archer. I think it's actually in our best interest to like cut a bailiff just for another like a Veritas or something. Just to have something that is on sentry, so we actually have a resible sentry. Okay. Oh, screenshot this because we'd probably be logged out at this point. Okay. JNet format. I hope they prevent additional flood fixers in Jinteki and Wayland. You sort of have them, right? Like there's the ones in Katara Cycle, not in Katara Cycle, in Rain of Reverie, right? Spin should have been neutral with influence. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that just hurts NBN a wee bit. I mean, comparable to Spin and Sprint, yeah. That's true. But we can always see it in the future. If anybody needs cards right now, it's Jinteki, huh? One thing to know is that Wayland and Jinteki got the 1-click gain 5 credits, and HBNBN got flood managing. Yeah, that's true. In terms of like 1 influence cards that are like universally playable. That's an interesting way of looking at it. I haven't seen enough Hansei review out of other decks that just like, you know, neutrally are good. While I feel like government subsidy, you see it in more like startup decks that are just like, oh, cool. 5 credits is good. Pretty sure they put in an NBN to honor Jackson. Oh, by a mile. How's it going, Colin? It's just kind of like a nod to the old world. Not that like, you know, you needed that. How is this? What did I just do? I feel like I tried to make the lights brighter and made it less bright. Good enough. Yo, real talk though, Arcus Crackdown seemed really fun in the last game we played, but we just didn't have a deck that capitalized on it. But the Whenever clause is really cool. Unfortunately, it's like doesn't work for like acid spam because they have to be iced. Hansei Review doesn't seem like a good card, to be honest. It's 1 click for 5 credits, playable turn 1. But I hear you. I don't think it feels good to play. Trade subsidy in a Hansei for flood fixers. 5 credits is a much weaker effect, especially in standard, but Hansei is maybe better if you're also running Spin Doctors. Yeah, no, that's the idea too. It's like any of the big mass draw, any of the like recycling, even also obviously playing like Restoring Humanity. That's really good. My immediate thought is Asa. Yeah, Asa would be really good. But like building a coherent game plan in Asa on a Wayland kill deck seems really difficult. Are there ways to force the runner to run in standard now? Gil, how's it going? It depends what you mean. Because yes, jam agendas, right? Like that's always a thing. You can just jam agendas and win the game they have to run. But there's other things that like require or like really incentivize you to run. Things like urban renewal, kind of put a clock on the table. A lot of times people will look at that as like daily quest, which is like, oh, you really want to take this down, or it's infinite economy, stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. I think those are the 2 that come to mind. But just like, you know, the fact that there's a Rashida in a remote server, like you need to deal with that. I'd rather slot Hansei over subsidy when importing economy. Interesting, Solom. I think you might be in the minority on that. I feel like my face is really blown out on this side, which is this side. I can fix. We can fix it. Okay. It's hard to light with the windows and everything. MC Austerity. Oh, that's a really good suggestion as well. MC Austerity. We saw a whole bunch of this at Fite Nite. Oh my god, the Austerity deck was wild. This is good. Austerity policy. Oh, the one that grows. Yeah, Thanos also. This one's a really strong card. Embolus, in theory. It's a card that says if you're not running, oh, this remote is going to be really difficult to run. I think that's a good one as well. This card sees almost no play, considering how easy it is to import in the deck. And like, You can do disgusting things like game net. Like game net, if they're running, you get the money to pay for the embolus. Like it's, I don't know. This card seems like it's just under appreciated. The thing is, like, it represents an archetype that nobody likes, which is like, you know, ice up everything. The lower card threshold for Hansai is totally worth having to pitch the weakest card in your hand. It's playable turn 1. It's good. 5-on-5 is unprecedented. But it is a real cost at thinning your hand for sure. If you have like a buttload of draw where it's not a real cost, that's fine. The thing that's also interesting is like having big money inside Jinteki, maybe you want to play a punitive deck, and then that gets really awkward. I know I've seen a lot of players will play like a bunch of, you know, subliminals and stuff like that, just so that's a card that comes to your hand sometimes and you can just throw it out, especially if you have multiple where, you know, it's not worth playing the second one. That kind of works. I'm not a big believer in like playing arguably subpar cards in your deck to make other cards slightly better. Like generally all pieces of your deck should be, this is a smurf. Okay, let's go. Oh, loot can be a problem. They're imping our like combo pieces. That's pretty rough. I would argue that unless you're running unplayable cards, it's not. Whoa, Raketa, like throwing at stuff. Oh, Chen, what? May? What do you mean May? I don't think we want this hand. Okay, Veritas HQ. White Blade, did you make a smurf? Okay, so this is not something we want to put on our remote server. We want to generally get that on HQ. So we can open up with this. Draw 2. Oh yeah, we put Bailiff in our deck. We've made some interesting decisions to get to this point. Good enough for me. Audacity Atlas turn 1. Yo, Audacity above the law turn 1. Massive disrespect. Dolphins and the Anchor is probably a reference to the guilty character May. Oh, really? Why is that? I'm not familiar with Guilty Gear. Opening with I've Worse, that's a really good card in the matchup. Because it stops impending death from a lot of scenarios. All right, so we want to nail these two down, and then we'll just put this on R&D. Or we could hedge fund. I'm not worried about R&D being open. There's a big chance that this gets boomeranged or botchalied. So maybe we want to double ice this, but I think we'll just take the money. Because if they do go aggressive, it's a problem. Flashbacks to Triangle Learning her B&B combo? I don't know. It's a whole language I don't understand. APOC since they're tingling? Oh yeah, if you see Lou, it's just a straight up APOC. So we kind of sometimes want to border control on centrals. But even that can be quite difficult. One of the best things we can do is just go a bit faster. So if they do have the APOC, that they don't have the credit lead. So this might be one of the like tug to guts lists that has no imp. It's just running 40 cards, 1 amped up and 3 APOC. I know those words, but that just makes no sense. She attacks their Anchor and Dolphins. Oh, Stargate. Okay. With a Spin Doctor on the table, that Stargate seems a bit unoptimal. Right? Because whatever they hit here, we just shuffle it back. There's no way that can be right. Especially last click as well, right? Interesting, because we have a punishment card, a card in which we have the credit advantage. Like if they don't trash the hard-hitting news, they will get hard-hitting news, and they will be able to clear it, which will be their whole turn. Because they're going to get 8 credits off the daily cast. And Lou only gets their ability off a card they trashed that they're accessing, and Stargate doesn't access cards. It just reveals accesses. Hard-hitting news time, yeah. We're going to do Rashida, hard-hitting news, Veritas R&D. It'll be nice. So Consulting Visit is an operation that lets you play an operation from your deck. Basically a tutor of sorts. But it makes it cost an extra click because you have to play another card. You have Atlas, which is an agenda, and they trash the hard-hitting news. So we're going to draw Consulting Visit and Atlas. They know that. All right. Rashida. She's strong. Ooh, I didn't click on her. Ooh, another Consulting Visit. Sick. Okay. So we want to hit this on R&D. We're going to hard-hitting news for sure. And then what's our last click here? Like install NGO front? I think that's fine. You can shuffle with Jhow now. Yeah, I didn't mind the drawing into the Consulting Visit though, because it is the punishment for the hard-hitting news, and they know we have it. But we could have shuffled. I want to keep this on the table as long as possible with the Stargate out. So we'll put this on R&D. We can jam this into a remote server. Yeah, I think we will. It's fine. Or do we just jam the Atlas? I think jamming the Atlas is also just probably a bit better because it forks them. So we have to pay up to 6, so we pay 3. That's 7. Yeah, Atlas seems fine. Like, I want to over advance the Atlas, but it's probably going to sprue there for a bit. And this looks like a price tag sometimes. I don't want to score blank Atlas, but just in theory, there's an option against it. Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. I hear you. So now they're going to be on 2 credits. I think we can just do advance on this. Or advance, install, advance. No, we'll just do advance credit. No, I kind of want the money. We have all we need in our hand. Like, we have all we need in our hand that we don't need another Atlas counter. But we might regret that if they start imping our pieces. And they trashed 1 consult hard-hitting news, so they might not expect us to have the 3rd so early in the game. Hippo makes, so we know this is not Tug to Gets list, so this might not be an APOC list. All right, we have a counter. Let's go. We have another Atlas in hand, so we always are a bit closer to the jam out. Oh my god. Yo, do you ever like just audacity out, what's it called? An audacity out above the law to trash a liberated with 16 on it if they leave it? Atlas counter so powerful? Yes, it is. Okay, those are both good targets that we can draw into our... They don't have access to a paperclip yet. We haven't seen botch lists. We haven't seen anything. They did throw out a hippo. They're going to draw 2 here. So I think we just do install in server 2. I don't think we advance it. All right. Honestly, we could have actually put this Atlas in a server 4 and advanced it, and it might have looked better. So we have a 10 credit pop here. And again, if they interact and don't trash a hard-hitting news, then we can res all our A's. Did you update Keyhole? It should be. Let me check though, because it's the same deck list by number, if I'm not mistaken. If you modify a deck list, it doesn't change the number. Does it look like it's updated parallel? Like, do you see hard-hitting news in it? Let me just double check. Maybe I have to hit the refresh button. I don't. Okay. Let me know in about 30 seconds because I refreshed it. Do you have to refresh? You shouldn't have to. I'd hope you don't have to. Remy's working on it, so we definitely don't have to. Usually it just takes a bit more time. Keel's just showing me a spinner. That probably means it's refreshing or totally busted. If that's the case, you're on your own. Can't help you. Keiko. It's really cool to see like Vespers using Keyhole as well, which is awesome to see that it's actually spreaded. We have it. All right, I'm just gonna pop one of these. So we technically have 8 credits. Gotta head out. Thanks for the lovely morning. Yo, 9 Enjoy the rest of your day, eh? Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for your kind words. They had a lot of money. We could have considered hard-hitting news here. Okay, so we're going to res this. We have a spin doctor. I don't know if this is correct. So we'll res this. They're going to gain 2, lose 2. So we basically want to res this for 2 credits. And then there's a trace 2 that they probably care about. Keyhole's updated. Yes. Awesome. Really good to know. So that's a 6 credit swing. Well, no, we paid for 4. So it's like a 2 credit swing. Maybe only because I tuned in recently. There's a chance. Hostile takeover, high profile target Rashida. Our money's a bit not great, but we always get too big to fail. Okay, they took the hostile. What's in here? I think we shuffle high profile and maybe we actually give them the hostile. I don't know if they run it. I don't think we care about the hostile. You haven't shown any breakers yet. We want another piece of ice here, and we're not going to be drawing a piece of ice off the top of our deck. Good for me too. Okay, good. Welcome, massive bailiff. So bailiff is basically an ice wall on 0 strength, and if they break it, you get a credit. There's a lot of times that this actually will get like hippoed or whatever. I don't know if anyone has chisel. So, we probably have to too big to fail here. The question is what we do from that spot. We could just jam above the law. If they steal it, that's fine, because they'll probably have to spend 4 credits, 5 credits for this. I think that's okay. Also, if we click one, we draw Rashida. I don't think we can get APOC anytime soon. If we score this, we're on game point. We also could just draw into a hostile. Okay, now if we draw, they think that this might be Rashida and they might not run it. I don't know if they want to install Paperclip and break this just to trash Rashida. It's a super jank tech to slack TLDRs in front of Bailiff. Oh my god, it'd be so good. I think there's another thing that adds subroutines. Oh no, I'm thinking like fractal threat matrix, which is if you break all subroutines, so you can keep adding subroutines. I don't know, you play this in Jinteki, and you play that thing that adds subroutines that do net damage. You add them one at a time. Infinite value. Whoa! What the heck? What? Huh? You can take the hostile. Oh. The lights lost connection and are blinking. Give me 1 second. I need to turn those off. Baba Yaga. What does it mean? It took 2 meat damage hitting this and drawing a lot. Now, if they strap something on it, they can get through the border control. I would love for them to play a resource. They also lost the turning wheel. Like Corbon 4 points with Atlas? Yeah, but it's what they're doing. They got to do it. I think we will border control this, though. We're actually going to get money when they break this. Oh my god, sick. No clicks left. Yeah, we'll break it. So they can use Baba Yaga, which gains these, so it doesn't have the Corp gains 2 credits, so it actually, we won't get it. But if they don't use the Tycoon, they actually have to boost for 2. So it's in their best interest probably just to break with Tycoon as opposed to breaking with the Baba Yaga. Hey. And at this point, you know, oh, they're using Baba Yaga. They're actually boosting, so they're not going to give us money. So now it's either hard-hitting news or scoreless. We'll hard-hitting news. Just kidding, we'll score this. Because then we're on game point with the hostile. You win next round with Atlas counter? Yeah. No, we just score this and we win next round. I'm so surprised. I wonder what their deck is. This is where you play Retribution. If you discard 1, it's an Earthrise. We even top decked it. Score, it doesn't do anything. We'll discard Rashida, I guess. It's a trashable. We want to minimize the amount of trashables in our hand so that they run and trash it. They're not running on a 1 and 4. But again, if they steal this and steal the card in R&D, we can still hopefully top deck an Audacity or something. Why are they doing this? We have a Spin Doctor on the table. This is no way this is right. Did they get a single loot trigger the whole game? No, not once. Fire? Tycoon Odori Pedros? I don't even know what some of the abilities on some of those are. I'm also pretty sure I'm saying Odori wrong. I've been corrected once. No idea what the code you stick on Baba. Yeah, I don't know what it'd be. Penrose is like pretty good. You could suggest Ngolo, but that makes no sense. T? Okay, fire. So we can do a trace here. We can boost in too, so they have a tag. Might as well, like our money doesn't matter. Buzzsaw. Oh, Buzzsaw's really good. 1 for 2, right? But and then you use the boosting on something like Tycoon or whatever. Probably Unity. Oh yeah, Unity's kind of nice. Yeah, Unity scales well. Yeah, I think Unity is also like 2 influence, so it's a lot easy. A lot easy. But Buzzsaw's not bad as long as you have a nice boost ability. And you lost Breach, so like it's only it's 2 for 3 and Tycoon's okay. Oh, sorry about that. So kill or score out? We'll almost definitely score out. You basically have to just secure this and or secure one of the last hostiles in their deck, and there's a Spin Doctor on the table, so it's very hard for them to like trash it and steal it. I don't know what's going on right now. F. It's all good? Okay. DC rejoin? What a roller coaster. What happens if you DC rejoin in the middle of a run? Does it just put you where you were? All right, cool, cool. So they just took a tag. All right, they're in. I have to close my prompt. Okay, they're back. After I spin Dr. Mouseless. Okay, so nothing that really matters for this board state. They can start running at Bailiff, and funny enough, well, they don't have the boost, so they'll be breaking for 1 or for free with Bad Pub. We'll be getting. Do we have Bad Pub? Yeah, we do. We'll be gaining 1. Take that pop-up window. Worse than pop-up window. No, it's fine. It's comparable to pop-up window. Trash the spin dock. Again, if it's not obvious, we talked about this before, but like stargating while there's a spin dock on a table can't be correct. Oh, you gonna break it? Cool. Bailiff is not automated? Bailiff. High profile target from HQ. So we could do 4 damage. But we have a risk of hitting a... oh no, all I've had worses are at. So if they go down to 3 cards. Got him. Actually, no, we could kill them. We probably will kill them. It seems more fun. We do HPT, HPT, HPT. Do we have 3 HPT in our deck? You can do Public Trail HPT for the disrespect. We don't have Public Trail in the deck anymore. 1 and 5. They got it! It's not going to change too much. So let's see what they take here. If they take another tag, they're definitely dead. If they take you 2 damage, they're also dead. You can get 1 back with Spin Dock. Yeah. So they lost Mutual Favor? Ooh. We're only 2x HPT? Beans. Looks like it's good enough, though. Don't suppose. Yeah, you're right. We could HPT shuffle it with Spin Doctor HPT. So it's like we have 3 on this board state. All right, they don't have Ivedware, so I'm just going to go this route. Good game. Oh, took on. Good game. Cool. That does what we want to do. Basically pressure out, have better economy, and then once they misstep, you hit them with the hard-hitting news. And because we have access to Audacity and probably an easier to jam agenda suite barring the foods, we can kind of go horizontal a bit faster. This is what the deck is meant to do. We also didn't get diversioned, and they didn't put a lot of pressure on. Like all their pressure was attached to a Stargate, which unfortunately doesn't do much if you have a Spin Doctor on the table. So we got away with not a lot of pressure there. We'll try it again though. Yo, oh, there's a lot of people who are watching. They're playing games right now. Enjoy your JNet. Yo, what up, Jester? Ooh, Smoke. I don't know what Modern Smoke plays. How's it going? Does Modern Smoke get anything better? Like, what is Smoke got? After Image is like good at dealing with Archer. We don't have a lot of sentries though. We'll keep this hand. It's okay. Thanks, you too. Like, did Smoke get anything amazing from the new sets? I guess all the like the regolith mining stuff is okay. DZMZ for cheaper? Could be. So we're gonna draw and double install. Yeah. Honestly, this on the remote is not the worst because they are relevant subroutines for our game plan, even if it doesn't end the run. And generally, they're actually the worst at dealing with barriers because they probably just pay paperclip. Smoke was great for dealing with Engram and Slot Machine. Old days now. Yeah, you're right. Creative Commission, sure gamble. Wow, good econ start. I realized in retrospect we can't afford any of this. Hopefully this Rashida goes off. I'm not expecting to Smoke to dump out any pressure here. Maybe a Maker's Eye. Maybe also they play like a single Docklands Pass or something. But dang, they got money. So maybe in SMC they just jam here. Yeah. Maybe we should expected that. Feels bad. We can't go down to 0 credits. What were we thinking? This feels like a mistake. Credit commission probably the biggest boost. Yeah, by a mile. And I wonder if they're also running VR-cation, considering they have no cards in hand. Smoke sits in strange spot in the current meta. Yeah, if ice gets worse, smoke doesn't look as good. Blurry? Not blurry. Blurry? Not blurry. So I don't want to go down to 0 credits. I think we just give them the Rashida. If it's the last card, oh my god, they're gonna absolutely dunk on us. It was! Oh my god, they've been absolutely nailing it. That's what Shaper's meant to look like, right? Let's see if they have a clot. I think Resident Mouse is reasonable here, but not great. I don't want to go down to 0. There's nothing we can do. Go ahead. Okay. They either don't have clot or they don't want to fire it there. But giving them bad publicity helps a lot with self-modifying code. That is an immense Shaper start. Like early Rizeki, SMC for pressure, double gamble, VR-cation creative. Like, can't get better than that. You force them to grab the breaker? Yeah, sort of. But like, it's going to be like 5 credits. DZ, MZ. Oh my god, they are absolutely all gas. And they also have a chance of running the tag punishment card that's going to be an issue for us. Misdirection, which can interact with hard-hitting news in a way that we don't want them to. If they pull after image, our archer looks terrible, so I'm not going to do that anytime soon. I'm going to build a super remote, though. So this is their code gate breaker. The stealth is required for boosting strength, so the off chart doesn't look great, but the mouse looks a bit better, and it's 1-for-1. Be shocked if Shapers weren't running misdirection. Yeah, it's kind of the idea, right? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this. That's good enough, and denies him a penny shaper. Let's figure out something to jam. Not that. Okay, we'll jam that next. This is a cool thing about spin doctors. You can just put in a remote, and then they run it, and then you still get like pseudo value. Or is the abstract here? It's awkward enough. Like they break it for free with the stealth credit, but then they lose 2. It's fine. I think mouse would have been pretty bad, I think. Yeah, unless you have too big to fail to recover on 0 credits. I think your next turns are just click for credits, as opposed to like we opened up the line to do hostile. Oh, they don't even need to use their stealth. They could use their bad pub, so they're doing it smart here. Because now they can use their bad pub to trash cards in hand. They hit the spin doctor. Oh, the food. Beans. Secret Sunday stream, what are we up to? We're just trying to Argus in the modern meta. It's been okay. It's been fine. Top thing the hostile there definitely makes resing mouse look bad. Yeah, that's like one. But there's a lot of things actually I think make the top deck res look bad. Okay, I want to jam this and jam this, but we'll draw first. Okay, so we don't have hard hitting, but we could draw it off of this. We have 12 credits, which is enough to res like our 2 big threats, 4-8, and then we have 9-10. It's not amazing. Penny Shaver Splash is so awesome, and then some balls ignore Anacom. I think a lot of, there were back in the day, a lot of smokes that ran, what's it called? Ooh, I wonder if they were going to install like Paul Up or something here. But there were a lot of Shavers that ran, specifically smokes that ran whatever the previous Penny Shaver was called. I don't even remember at this day. Not Desperado, but the one after it as well. Which one am I talking about? The one from Rain and Reverie, you know? Paragon. Yeah, Paragon made a lot of sense. Mildly making the runner get a breaker is generally nowhere near enough. No. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. Yo, Young, how's it going? I think you invented that deck the Jack made. Daily cast. They're letting this ride out. Ooh, we could have got an agenda here. And they have VR-cation. Man, the VR-cations look so good. All right, so they're on 14. Do we give them another bad publicity? It seems like a nightmare, but they're generally running for cheap anyways. Played the whole summer against the spawn on the Pincel 1 German Nats with both decks. So I think we manually trash this to install this so it looks like an agenda. Because if they run it, it's going to be a lot of money for them. I just wish we had something to advance in this remote server, like a reversed or NGO. Do we do Tempo Warfare? We might want to. Good enough. Verification is good. It was only 1 influence. If it was only originally 1 influence, it was in all my AS testing decks. Yeah, 1 influence I think would be pretty ubiquitous. I think played your Worlds 2018. You were on the deck. All right. So we just tempoed that to get it back in our deck. Very possible my smoke deck was undefeated in Magnum Opus. Ooh. There's an Emiker, so we're going to be making money on the money. They're not running this remote at all. And again, with the bad publicity, like eventually this gets free. Like once we give them a second bad publicity, this is entirely free. It's actually almost free already because they get to put Netrunner tokens on it. So they're making money running this. So 1 in 5 here. They hit HHN. They know we have it. And there's a chance they want to keep the SSMC to get access to HHN because we haven't seen a simul chip yet. I don't know if this deck would be on 3 simul chip. I'm reckoning it'd be on 2. I was regularly pushing it to go 2 influence while also wanting it to stay at 1. We need 1.5. We need granularity. Zimmerker to draw a card. Love to see it. Yeah, no, it's quite good. And it was so good with Paragon too. Like you could trigger it in good ordering. Diesel. New Diesel. Another Rizeki that kind of puts us that we have to do something. All right. Okay, good enough. How's it going, Brick? Don't want to score this. Probably should have ditched it somehow and got it back into the deck. We haven't seen what their pressure is. Right now they're on 3-3-3, 2-2-2, 3. They could be on Hushik. A mouseless here is annoying enough. Advance and don't score? Leave it. I just feel like we're not jamming enough. Like I wish that we could jam every turn. Like a reversed accounts, an NGO, something like that. Because they were running all over us. Like right now, all we have is ice. We have no like, you know, we're not advancing into a win condition quickly. Like we haven't pushed a win condition in like 4 or 5 turns, which is a problem when they can set up like this and have double Rizeki. This is exactly like a PD and Asa and that sort of stuff is so good. Is every turn they're generally building to win. We had 2 or 3 turns where it's just clicking for credits. Like we can't even afford this. This feels like a matchup we really missed Data Raven in. Yeah, I know. We do have Funhouse. Data Ravens actually would be worse in this matchup because they could bypass it with After Image. That's the last vacation? They're fully vacationed. I think this game was over on turn 2. Yeah, for them. Am I right? Price X could still win. I wish we had something to jam here, though. 2 Rizeki, man, you gotta go fast. Like they're making 6 drip at the beginning of their turn. Like what do you want us to do? We still have to score probably 3 more agendas. You can only bypass 1. Oh sure, but like still, they can't bypass any fun houses. Dirty laundry. This is good, honestly. This is a taxing remote or taxing server, excuse me. So this isn't feeling good, and a bit of it might be the deck, a bit of it might be my play, but I'll admit, like, it doesn't feel good. Like, I'm just not aggressive enough, and we're not jamming enough. But did something change with the meta that this is a thing? Like, these decks haven't been super competitive since, like, Ashes came out, or not Ashes, excuse me. System Gateway, from my understanding, but, like, is there a reason? Oh no. Like, why does this not feel good? Oh, wee, wild. Okay. It retains strength? Super weird. $11 strength. Still, they're making money. I was struggling before Gateway. I think it only got worse. Yeah, it wasn't amazing before Gateway. It's a beefy boy. They've accessed something they're considering to trash or consider steal to take meat damage or tags, but I think it tells us. Maybe oh, that's not correct. At this point, we also just want to get top deck agendas to jam him into the remote. And that's why these R&D runs are kind of neat. Oh, what is this? What's happening? What? Oh, they SMC'd for a conduit. Oh, that's how we lose. Cool. Now they don't have an SMC though, so like an archer actually could be pretty good. I saw the top card of our deck. Another daily cast. Okay, fantastic. Still, we're not winning. We're just trying not to lose. So only 2 pointers, so multi-triggering Argus could really hurt. It could to some extent, but like if you're gonna like that's the thing. Multi-triggering when they're on 4 points, you win. On 2 points, okay. So now they really have to draw into their after image because they don't have MU. Oh, they do have a MU for SMC. Excuse me. Penrose is still 11 strength. Oh wow, it's like really broken. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's why I was at 8. It's gonna be the highest strength you'll ever see on a breaker. Take that. What's it called? Study guide. So you can run archives just to boost a breaker, 14 to draw a card with Netrunner and gain a credit. So this is really good. Oh. I think Maddie turned all the lights off. 1 second. Thanks to hedge fund, they drew a card. Okay, which lights do we want? Good enough. If you don't lose for long enough, you eventually lose. Draw. They have 21 credits and they're making 6 more next turn. Like, oh my god, we can't do anything. Good news is the runner stack is almost empty, so they're going to run out of econ eventually, except for Rizeki's. Yeah, they'll win before that, though. They don't run unadvanced cards. That's the thing we've got going. How's it not losing strength? It's a bug. Yeah, just like Synchron said, it's not a feature. It's not a card interaction. It's just broken. That's okay. It'll get fixed. So running archives would be nice to just put a bit of a tax here. Like a bailiff would be amazing here. They also don't even have a fractor. This remote server's cheaper than it's looking. Why no AIA NGO there? I'd rather draw into an agenda. Run a 3-bad pub counting Netrunner, 1 penny shaver and 2 Rizeki's. Yeah, like, I think we can throw this hard hitting out safely. The one thing that we do have though is like we have things like Prisec and border control and maybe a funhouse eventually. So maybe they can goof it and like hit a tag at a wrong time, but it asks a lot from them to goof it. Right? Like they're just not gonna beef it into the archer. Please, just an agenda would be nice. And as soon as they eat the Prisec though, like we don't have a win con. Someone wrote some code to make stealth credits requirements work, but broke the strength reset stuff by accident. Oh, no way. You're just going to let you have the remote until you can get to game point. Yeah, I know, but I wish we had an agenda, right? Like, we've seen no agendas this game. Like, this is really unfortunate. They're just gonna let you. Excuse me, I just read that. That's fine. It's not embarrassing. It's not embarrassing. Funhouse and archives might slow you both down a bit. I have pending 5 credits just to make archives bad. It's not gonna be good. We just want a bailiff there. A bailiff would be good enough. This is actually a relevant effect on our scoring remote, especially when it stacks with things like Prisec. If it's a Rashida here, what's in the remote? Am I right? I'm not convinced the Rashida was a good install, but okay. Excuse me. We just need them to goof it. We just need them to. Okay, never McAlter's here. Whoa, they're not an after image? Whoa, what? Really? After image is less influence than this. So they're on 34 credits. Cool. We can res this for 4. They'd have to break it for 5 to boost. 6, 7, 8, 9. We have to res it. No mantles? Sure. I just think that maybe you have enough with Netrucker and smoke. Apparently not. That's neat. I'm just surprised by that. Like nanotech would have been fine here. It looks like a value smoke. Yeah, Brick, I think you're right. $23 strength. Like, this is a pretty taxing remote, but again, doesn't matter. You only have 9 cards left. What is in here? An NGO front? Oh, that's terrible. I wish we had the Rashid in there. Yeah, the Rashid in there would be way better. I don't know why I was thinking. I did goof it. The Rashid here would have been fantastic because it actually would have drawn into agendas as opposed to like not, which we aren't, because they're gonna steal them off the top. Even with 0 stealth card, smoke with Mercur is just a better Desperado almost always. Yeah. Ugh. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a game plan. I think I'm tilted. I really don't have a game plan. Sorry, there's a Bagalter behind my face. It's a good killer. Yeah, this feels terrible. We're just not jamming anything. We're not forcing them to do anything. So they're just like calling the shots, not us. Feels bad. And now we're gonna get locked on R&D. Like, it's just so many of our games so far, like we don't have a coherent game plan that like concede halfway through the game always seems correct. And that might be like representative of like, it's a rush win condition. If you don't win now, you win later. And maybe that's why like Surveyor seems okay. Surveyor on this remote would be okay. Admittedly, when they have 20, 30 credits, it's fine. Is it cheaper just to pay 4 here? I guess so. Keep stealth credits. They probably win here. 1, 2, 3. There's 5 agendas and 21. They're gonna see 3 cards. It's not unlikely that they win here. Like, not massively unlikely. Let's go. 32. Nice. So they're gonna see 3 cards and get a conduit token. At some point we have to purge. If either Rashida there would be so much better. Mainly our economy is also in shambles. Yeah, Argus fell out because it's not a very resilient rush deck in terms of draw. The runner economy got a lot stronger in Uprising, which was released after Oscillate's no tech Argus. Yeah, this feels bad. Oh, and we're not gonna draw into an agenda. So like, what do we do? Oh, they even installed the misdirection on tempo. Gonna head off. Have a great stream. Jessica, enjoy the game if you're watching it. Thanks for dropping by. That's mouse 30 times to keep up with Penrith's strength. It doesn't scale with strength though. Okay, now their economy is waning. So we could pop this. We could actually like too big to fail, pop this, and then hit them with the Hardy News, but then they only spend 2 clicks, 4 credits. So like Hardy News is probably worth throwing at. I think we just purge here. Not sure if it's a good play, but consulting breaks lock. Yeah, but like, I don't know what we're consulting for. But yeah, you're right. Yo, Namek, how's it going? We res Veritas. What's this? They break for one. Res for 1? Oh, it won't break. Yeah, we'll be fine. This is free as well, right? It's better than free. Their econ is dying a bit, so you have a bit of a chance. Yeah, the best thing we can do is wait for their econ to dry up. They're making at least 2 a turn, and every time they run, it's actually credit positive. Like, this is free, right? They make this for free. Pay 2 bad publicity, get a penny shaver, get a Netrunner. Like, it's gonna be hard. I forgot we have an Audacity. Excited to see some stream in real time. Yeah, hey. It's not going well for us today. We're playing Argus. Maybe that was a mistake. There is a mantle. Right. Comes down for free. Bailiff. A beautiful bailiff boy. They don't have a fractor. Have we found the solution to all our problems? They're just going to wait until we draw through our lock. All right, we will weather the proverbial storm. Actually, we should probably put that on archives. No, because then they run this for free. Well, yeah, no, that's not good. Clip in the bin? Wait, for real? Oh, sick. Okay, cool. Thank you. Hello, Andre in stream. Hope you're having a good day. Also, how does the breaker have 32 strength? Lol. Yo, Shalata, how's it going? It's broken right now. The stealth credits are not working properly. The strength is not resetting on them. So every time this has been boosted this game, it's been retaining its strength. Jester's been doing a great job remembering to still boost it, but it's just a bit bugged right now. Bailiff. They're going to do it. They'll install it for 2 with DZMZs. I don't know if they'll trash the misdirection. Sick. No, it's kind of neat. Fire? Got him. Now they probably just run the remote server because they can like flush the 2 price X pretty easily. We're technically at 12 credits because of the NGO front. What's the most annoying? I think it's the border control. And once this is flushed, like, then we don't have a lot going for us. I wonder if they'll let this fire and give us 3 credits. They're doing it. Paperclip coming in, DZMZ, they're over MU. They're trashing a Rizeki. Ooh. It's actually free with the bad publicity. You hit them with the border control here. Do you have a kill opportunity if they access? No. Sort of. Honestly, maybe. They'd have to goof it. Yeah, maybe you're right. No, because they always can clear 1 tag. Because they can clear 1 tag. Like, when we pop this, they could run back if they wanted to. And then they would have a single tag. Because they would have 2 tags. They would have a single tag and 2 cards, though. Yeah, okay. We'd only be on 4 credits, which we can't do high profile. Oh, we could do too big to fail, but then we'd have to top deck the high profile. We only have 1 in the deck. We couldn't do consulting visit high profile. So I'm going to do it because it's the closest we have to something, but it shouldn't work. Yeah, they also could not run, for sure. We're not running false leads, no. Maybe false leads is something we need in the deck to feel like we have a win con. But like, yeah, misdirection is our biggest enemy. No reason to run back this turn. You can't score next turn from 0. No, exactly. There's no reason to run. But honestly, if we're on 0, maybe they want to run to deal with the price X. Like maybe the price X look good to trash right here. They see we threw out Econ Warfare and hard hitting. Yeah, so they're not. Surprise. Could we take another bad publicity? I think we have to. There, hopefully this cancels out the extra bad publicity. Maybe they only make 4 more runs. They have 7 cards left. You know what? Snare seems good. Snare seems fun. They break this for free? Why am I rezzing this? Kind of fishing for ads. The whole game just kind of doesn't work for us anymore. No, we have no real teeth anymore. They'd have to like goof it up like immensely. Right? And we can't. This costs them 2 to break. What are we doing? Yo, Argus seems really bad. I'm glad we tested it, but this does not seem good to any extent. Trash? Yeah. Hidden Net Mercury. Like snares would actually give us an out because they only have so many cards, and we could like reshuffle snares pretty aggressively with like spin doctors, stuff like that. Yeah. Hit a simul chip. Oh, that's neat. My only thought would be Managarm Argus. Ooh. Anerotic Void Argus. Just the good stuff. But that sounds bad. Yeah, no, it doesn't sound that much better. Spending 30 influence for that. Like at that point, you just put Anerotic Void into anything, it'll be fine enough. Unfortunately, Anoic Void hits your kill combo. All right, they have 1 click left. They cleared both tags. 2 clicks, 2 credits of misdirection. Better than, a fair bit better than clearing them manually. Running archives, just getting that pump. Pump has got a pump. 35 strength mantle. Oh no, our Enigma looks so silly. We gotta do it. We gotta give him 4 bad pub. There's no other way. There's no other way. They can't clot this. We also can count influence, right? Like 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Looks like there's 2 influence floating, so there is a small chance there's a clot. Did you see the fake Titan Snare Bear outfit list from Fite Nite? It's pretty argosy. I think I saw it. I don't remember it though. If you're running 5 more hostiles, you have a chance. Hey, we have the audacity. We can lose on 4 points. Be fun. It's in the outfit instead. I feel like I'd rather play the outfit. I just like having the money so you can make plays as opposed to like, we've been clicking for credits so terribly in this list. I kind of want to try like the boom Asa decks. Those seem fun. Haha, we made money. Woolly Res Veritas. It costs them 4 bad pubs still. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. So they actually make money on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we have to. Like, this is not a good res, but admittedly, like, there's not anything really good we should do. A lot of fun, surprisingly tricky to play against good players. The Asa Boom decks, they were like, I'm like so surprised that like they're playing it in an open hand, and like a known decklist environment. Brick, are those the Fite Nite decks? Because I'd be down to try some of them for sure. Fire Unbroken. Oh, that's on me. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll play one of those after this game. Oh, we have a food. So they... 4 bad Ballistic is a problem. Like, this is the issue. Like, we should have conceded them a year ago. And now, like, we spent so much time, like, sticking to our guns. And our guns are bad. Oh, how do I ban someone? Robot. I think we just install Advanced Events so we can lose faster. They might think it's an NGO, not run it. I think click on their name. Yeah, I have Restream open though, so I have to like open it in Twitch. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna... I can do it here. Cool. Yeah, okay. We lose. Do you have stupid June bugs? No, we've never had June bugs. Honestly, June bug would have been fun, but it's an Urtica cipher. That also would be fine too. I kind of like that. I like jamming things on a remote server. I think the Urtica would be cool. 38. Lose faster is a good game plan. Get to the better decks. But like, if you're losing really bad, you might as well install Advanced Events Jam, because if it looks too good, sometimes runners don't run it. Like, it's one of your options. Okay, so now our ability is totally offline because they're on game point. We've also stolen 2 of our foods, so our scoring plan is like very, very difficult. This just feels so bad though. Like, I'd rather conceded a mile ago than have to do this. All right, they draw on the last card. Well, they forget to clear a tag. No. Beth? Oh my god. Value. Let's go. Timely arrival. The one of in deck, last card. Oh man, snare would have been so good. I wish we just had a snare in our deck. A snare or 2. They could have ran a snare here. I think they're running for free. I just want them to keep boosting the Penrose. You're out of spin doctors? I think we only have 2 in the list. Can't have a 2 Atlas and hostile to win. No. They found it. It was there the whole time. Okay, we're gonna just concede. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede. Hey, good game. $81 to $181. Like, this is what happens when you get to turn 20 playing against runaway drip economy. Like, it makes no sense. Yeah, I don't have any ads. Like, that's absurd. Like, admittedly, like, we weren't the poorest deck. We weren't an economy rents deck, but like, admittedly, that number is also a bit inflated because I think it counts like Netmarker and maybe Smoke, maybe, but like, you just can't AE2. You can't do that. Oh, also bad publicity helps that number a lot. A lot of that's on us. So, okay, never mind. But it's not that far off. Yeah, 4 bad publicity I think is a big part of that. Okay, these are the Fite Nite deck lists, which is a tournament. Mind you that you can watch the first part of it. It was streamed on, can I enhance? It was streamed on Vesper's channel, twitch.tv, Vesper_DBS. And that was the NWE B team versus the process. So everybody basically, each team represents a region in the world, and they represent some of the top Netrunner players in the world. I think confidently all of these players in the top 50, you'd reckon? I'd guess. I don't know. I'm not actually familiar with all the players. And so they all have different decks. The basic idea of the format is that everyone has to play a different... Okay, this is actually really funny. Normally when this happens, every person had to play a different faction because there's 4 factions, right? And specifically this time over, there was a agreement that the rules will change, that you just had to play 4 different archetypes at least. And why that is, I think a big part of it is nobody wants to play Jinteki because competitively Jinteki is pretty bad right now. So yeah, Jinteki dead faction. So that's kind of an issue right now if you want to play your friends in red. But you see, there's a lot of like really good deck lists that are going across all factions. For runner, you see just about everybody has that sort of virus max list. You see a 419 value deck. There's always like an APOC Anarch deck. And then the 4th slot, this is Shaper Apocalypse deck. Different teams are running something else in this slot. So we have an APOC Anarch. We have a boring 419. We have a Sunny deck. That's what the NWE is playing. Herbart Klopstock is running the Sunny deck. And the weird deck here is just a Tau APOC deck. Process deck lists are very much on brand. Do they even have deck list names? Deck 1, deck 2, deck 3, deck D. Oh, sick. Nice. I like it. Oh god, that's bad. So we can play some of these. I actually wanted to get familiar with them, and I think we'll spend a couple streams playing this, just because we'll be streaming our side of this matchup, which will be Snare Bears versus the Process, if I'm pretty sure, which will be on Friday the 23rd. The flex slot was APAC Tower Sunny for the 3 teams. Yeah, it looks like it. The corp side, it's a bit more interesting. So like we see Asa Group, and I think Sports Metal is not always represented, but Asa Group is in everyone. And I think PE also shows up in that slot. So they have a fake Titan, which is an outfit deck that has a lot of fast advance, a single biotic, 2 audacities. They have the hard hitting news package. This looks like a more fun deck. Some really strong ice and some spin doctors and reconstruction contract is another fast advance piece. I'm into that deck. You have an Asa Group deck list, which just looks like good stuff Asa, but oh no, it's a hard-hitting news Asa, excuse me. I'm really interested for this deck list, especially like this is the sort of deck that absolutely stomps you when you're playing in casual because you're not sure about that boom, but with open deck list, it's pretty interesting. Oh, CTM was across all 3 teams. I made a whole video. I did. I just watched it 2 weeks ago. I don't remember entirely. Sorry. This is the Sports Metal, which is the deck list of the week as of last week. And then you have a controlling the message deck. And I think if I'm not mistaken, there's one really spicy controlling the message list, which is the one that has, it's really, really frustrating. Did I make this up? Isn't there one with the one that makes you lose money? Yeah, this is it. Excuse me. This is it. This is Rob's list. This is the Aryabhata Tech one. which is pretty impressive. This is an asset that says whenever a trace is initiated and you win the trace, I forget the text, you gain a credit and the runner loses a credit. And that even triggers off the controlling the message of tracing the asset itself. This is the meanest deck that I think is here. I don't know if it's really good. I'm excited to see play, but this is like the thing that you bring to casual and you make people really upset. Also with Sandbox and, oh my god, Macrophage. All of these are Tracer Ice. Macrophage firing with Aryabat attack. You can lose the game on the spot if you hit that, which is unfortunate. Other corp decks are interesting. You have a built to last deck, and this is just Anoetic Void. This is interesting. I've never seen this, like Pseudo Glacier, built to last. We have a CTM deck, which is just good tempo. MC Austerity Policy, honestly, that is kind of interesting. And you have Sports Metal, a very similar sort of fast deck. And then the last corpse, we have Controlling the Message, good stuff. Just, this is very good stuff. Boom. Malia Zaloka, excuse me, not Malia Saloka, but what's her name? The teacher. Amani Sanai looks so good when it comes to modern meta, because everyone's playing that max virus deck, and being able to bounce the progenitor of which the hive mind is on trashes the hive mind. It's such a strong combo card, or not even a combo card, sorry. It's just a strong card to the matchup. And I think Amani Sanai should be represented in all these yellow decks. I hope it is. It's not. I don't think Aryabat triggers if it's being trashed. I think it used to. Oh, I don't know how to spell it. I'm pretty sure it used to, at least. Can someone confirm that if Arya bought a trigger CTM? Let's try this fake Titan list. I don't know if I can import this. Can I import this? That'd be amazing. There's no way that'll work. Oh. Outfit. The outfit. Give fake Titan. Okay, and I'm just gonna run to the restroom. I'll be back in about a minute and then we'll boot this up. I don't want to start a lobby and then have people wait, but I'll be right back. So, let's go. So, same agenda suite. We have some good combo cards to fast events out. We've already used economic warfare, and we can go pretty fast. All our ice, besides the mouse, ends the run, largely, on the remote server, and from there we can just start jamming in. New Eternal ban list testing. Oh, sick. Corp, let's go. I'm really interested to see how the Eternal meta pans out. I need to change. The problem is I can't change keyhole because I have to make the deck on Netrunner DB, which is an issue, but it's something that we can fix soon, hopefully. Jackmate, I'm gonna leave and play some video games. Yo, enjoy your the rest of your weekend. You're talking about video games. I got some recommendations. There's two things I've been playing recently that I'd recommend, largely. One of them with the caveat. This is Snaker X. But I'm just gonna move this over so it's easy to dodge between This is a game that was made by one person in 3 months as part of like a challenge, and it looks really interesting. It's basically a combination of Snake, Geometry Wars, and then a game kind of like Dota, Auto Chess, those sort of games, Teamfight Tactics, stuff like that. And the basic idea is that you're playing a game of Snake. There's a bunch of these enemies that are spawning, except each of the nodes in your Snake itself are like classes. They're like units that you hire, and they each do different things. And so every round you get some money that you spend in a shop to either re-roll your options or buy a unit, and then you build a Snake that does something. You never fire. It's not like Geometry Wars where it's a twin stick shooter. It's like it does everything for you. You just have to steer. And the economy is really cool because one of the big things of the game is that if you get multiple units of the same class, they can level up, and then they give you benefits for your whole Snake. It's really cool. It's really neat. It can be a bit punishing because if you fail, like on wave 20, 25, it's just kind of all over, and that happens a lot, which is a bummer. But I've been having a lot of fun with it. Okay, I don't know what Cabinessa does. What's the text on Titan? Titan, the text was, whenever you score an agenda, put an agenda counter on it. So it was really good with something like Project Atlas, because Project Atlas would only get an agenda counter on it when it was overscored. So it would just get an agenda counter on it itself, Gil. This hand's not good. Thanks, Brick. Whenever you score an agenda, you may place one agenda counter on it. Perfect, I nailed it. Scoring it early above the law is interesting, but there, ooh, this hand's worse. I'll just try some hiking. Have a good rest of the stream. Enjoy your hike. Try some hiking. Hopefully it goes well. Oh, there's another game that I've been playing called Hunt Down, and oh my god, it's great. So no ice. I think we need this for recursion for combo pieces, but we'll get this down on the table. And I think we just want to do we want to just jam Rashida, or we want to jam Atlas without a token? I think we'll do Rashida because I think we want the Atlas tokens. Oh, early Beth. That's good if we ever land our above the law. SMC popped immediately. Mind you, it was from Cabinessa for Rizeki. So that's a really slow start. That incredibly favors us. Also, they use their SMCs really early. They can't do any of the other stuff that they want to do. So we'll do server 2. We'll put this in for server 2. Actually, no. I think we'll just advance this and hit up too big to fail. Because at this point, if they run, like they're done. Like they have 1 credit. Admittedly, they'll have 5 clicks, but they'll have 1 credit. These are, I don't know what to throw out here. Trebuchet seems important. We don't have a lot of ice. This seems important. I think we want to throw out one of each of these. If we get this with a token, we're so far off to the races. This already feels much better. Admittedly, against Criminal, you generally want to ice HQ just so you don't get diversion. But when you have 17 credits, it's not that important. SMC. So they can deal with Clot and last click creative commission. They're popping just for Rizeki. Like this is the sort of there's a really important thing to know where you don't want to play the matchup. You don't want to play your deck. You want to play the matchup. And currently our deck is posturing to be aggressively fast, and the runner is playing their deck to get out like these Rizekis in the early game. And it's going to take a bunch of turns for these to pay off. So like this is the sort of thing where in this matchup it's probably not what you want to pursue here. Right? They have a Black Orchestra in the bin. They got a card draw because we're on 14. There's a DZ. Like these are all very slow cards. Like we're hoping to win before any of this catches up with us. And we can, right? Because we can do install this agenda, dedication. No, we'll just pop this. What's our Audacity count? 2? 2. And a single biotic. Okay. Conduit. Okay, well, there you go. That changes things. That being said, the hard hitting news will hit. Almost guaranteed. So we just put a trebuchet there, hard hitting news, and then we're safe. Oh, they have all heat breakers. I wonder if they're on, wow, all heat breakers. I wonder if they're on Cyber Trooper to loot, an Ace Up Spawn Shop. Okay, they have 1 link. So we basically saying you can't get in here. You maybe could get in here. If you hit this, we trash this. You have 4 tags, you're very likely dead. That's it. And admittedly, like, you want to kind of respect these sort of hard-hitting news things. Like, I don't think you can afford to go in that hard. They could always cabin Wu for a misdirection if they have it. Oh, they do have it. That's fantastic. That's fine. That's fine, because now we can just score this Alice out and we're on game point. That's a really big thing here. Is like, it's not so much that we need it to be lethal, but we want to do what they call a fork. So at this point, if they don't have a self-modifying code or any way to threaten a clot, we can basically score out of hand with almost any combination of, like, we just pull an Atlas and then we have reconstruction into dedication, right? We also could top deck our 2 Audacities or Biotic Labor. There's so many ways out here. Yeah, it is Cyber Trooper Tilute. Unfortunately, it's just going to be a bit too slow. So we install this, we advance it, we pull the thing. Yeah, that's it. It's aggressively fast. And we're going to go for above the law just to boost its win rate. A good game. Yeah, so they played a bit. They played their deck more than I think they played the matchup. Like, I don't think you want to go ahead and install 3 Rizekis against this matchup. Maybe you can, like, get over the hump and, like, hold on for a bit, but, like, it takes a long time for these to level out, because they paid 4 credits for each of these, right? If I'm not mistaken. So, like, we're over on turn 7. So these are all credit negative. The conduit also, like, maybe that was a panic thing, but hard-hitting news is alive and well. Sao Paulo City Grid. All right, let's run that back. Seems good. A lot more direct ways to win. A lot of, like, win cons. I like that. Like, you have the kill package, but it's not the only thing you're doing. And that's the problem with Argus. That was the only thing we were doing. It's score out agendas or kill. And this is score out agendas, kill, or fast advance. So hopefully strictly better. Yo, what up, Barzan? Kaba again. All right, opening hand, don't love it. Don't want to jam either of these. We want to open up for, like, I don't know. I think we'd be happy with a Whoredom into an agenda. Even just getting a 2-1 would be fine. Hostile turn 1 before they can threaten Clot. It gives them bad pubs, so they could consider running and using the SMC they cabin S out. We'll mulligan that. That seems better. Honestly, with this hand, with Spit Doctor on the table, we might just above the law Audacity. Thanks, you too. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. I saw the king running Woo earlier too. Maybe it was a Woo kind of day. Oh, neat. Okay, that's obviously like a nightmare. We could throw out one of these because now we can't Audacity above the law. No matter what, I think we just get rid of the food and click for credit. So that's a bummer. We can score these out, hopefully. So in terms of, like, Whiteblade, the deck they posted about the fast events Asa, there's the deck that Diogenes and the King was posting. Oh my god, I really want to just rip it. I don't think it's worth doing now, though. That is honestly, like, very interesting too. It runs no ice and it runs more of these fast events assets. I kind of want to try that list. It has, like, the Byroad Work Crew, stuff like that. Reaver. Okay, now we really want to trash the pawn shop, and I think we can with this hand. Yeah, we are going to. We're going to be super rude. We're going to totally destroy their engine. Might be wrong. I want to trash that, though, because now they don't have an economy engine. I would naked install above the law? Yeah, maybe. I don't know what you naked install, though, but you're right. I don't know much they can interact with. But here we stop them having 3 credits and 2 cards. Okay. 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 We'll just draw. And again, of course, they can always pull something from their deck, like a Mayfly, if they need a panic. Like, turn 1 have naked installed and they never run it. Oh, you might be right about that. Maybe they think it's a Rashida and they do run. I don't know. If we had single ice, you're right. Cyber Trooper to loot, Creative Commission, they're on 9 credits. Seems good. If we score this, we're on game point. So even scoring this without any tokens seems acceptable. SMC, they're going to go for it. Oh, popping it. Reaver draws a card. Man, Reaver's sick. Oh, never Rizeki. Okay. That can't be great. Hushik. Oh, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Sick. Audacity, Hordem, Hostile, Atlas, Reconstruction, Dedication. It looks like it's going to be the Atlas, huh? I wonder if they have another one here. That's all their money, though. And they shuffled, so they don't know what we're drawing. So there's a small chance that we just hit them with the hard hitting here. No, we didn't. I think we still just score this. All right. So we can draw Biotic. We can draw... Sorry, I need to move my face. There's a bunch of draws we have here. They opened with Diesel. Draws 3, sure gamble for 9. Jailbreak. Hits a Dedication. Hits a Rashida. That's going to go down. So we can Economic Warfare and Hard-Hitting News. Another Ace-Off is down, and that's a huge part of their economy. So we could just do Install Advance here. Ooh, that's interesting. There's a lot of lines of play. If we install Advance, they have to run through this, install their Fractor, break it twice. Or run twice. I think that might be worth doing. The thing is they're going to trash this, gain 3, draw a card, draw a card. Or draw a card, I mean. They'll be on 10 credits. Okay. I don't love this. I wish we had another piece of ice there. If we had a second piece of ice, this would be so safe. They have one bad pub too. Now they need to call this ice because they might not have that many clicks left. So they have to run largely here. Imagine we would pull the breaker, yeah. But they can just SMC for it always. Angolo. Okay. Yeah, that's why we just want another piece of ice there. So we're not going to pop this. We're just going to jam the next agenda. Because they have to do this on approach. I think they missed the window. That's fine. Yeah, no, it's all good. But a double border control server seems really safe. So we need a top deck here. Unfortunately, now the Hushik pressure is like alive because they could do double Hushik. Man, Creative Commission's so good. We also can just hit them here with this. So we'll draw once. Okay. Is this worth doing? No, this is all of our money. I should have planned the turn better. Because we have to spend literally all our money because they have one link and that doesn't even get there. This feels bad. We could lose. I think we shouldn't have pushed the food. I think we should have just double iced and gone from there. Docklands, that's fine. We have TB? Yeah. Paul up. I forgot we had agendas in here. They could have Paul upped and won. They could have Paul upped and won. They didn't. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, they could have won on the spot. We didn't respect it. That was amazing. They could have run HQ. We did nothing. Paul up, run archives. They would have still scored 3 points. We got lucky there. We are not respecting that play. But that means we can no longer do dedication ceremony. So we can top deck Audacity. We can top deck Atlas. We'll draw. I think we just hold this. Draw. Put this in server 4. So this is not something you can do against Paul up. They can always trash it unless they go less than 4 credits for some reason. But their economy is really good right now. Reaver gains the 3 credits and 2 cards, 5 credits and 5 credits and a card on pawn at beginning of turn. They probably won't trash this. Maybe they will just so they can preserve their Paul up. I don't actually know. Because this we can't use because it has to be rezzed. Yeah, there you go. So they're going to preserve their Paul up a bit. And we have 3 outs off top deck of R&D now. They see 2 here. There's a chance that they get it, obviously. Nope. Yo, Talaston, how's it going? How's your weekend been? I think we can try pushing this. We can always draw once. Yeah, that's fine. It's all Border Jones Alice, HHN. Oh, I forgot we could HHN there. Yeah, you're totally right. That was way better than drawing. I'm not paying attention. Yeah, that should have been an HHN for sure to fork them. Accessible stream. Yeah, right? Welcome. Glad to have you. Again, I've said this earlier on the stream, but we were meant to stream on Thursday, but unfortunately I was a bit unwell, so we couldn't do it. Oh, we win. So it's a bit unwell, so we canceled and moved it today. I will be streaming though on this upcoming Thursday with Eric to talk about the meta and talk about his deck list and stuff like that. It was something we were meant to do last Thursday. Unfortunately, I had to bail on Eric. Yeah, now we win. Unless they like, I don't see how they could win from here. Because they only have 1 click left. Yeah, HHM would have been way better. That's on me. Good game. Price of freedom coming in. That's close on. I like your deck. You could have won on Paul-Op, eh? Corp 30 credits, the runner's 37. So that's a big thing about Paul-Op. You can run HQ, and then you have a window. If the Corp doesn't do anything on the paid ability window, you can install Paul-Op and fire it immediately and trash the spin dock. Yep. Yeah, Hostile on top. If there was another one, they could have won on R&D. No, they wouldn't. So we're fine there. I drew a lot of agendas early, but above the lying your Aesops was worth it. Yeah, for sure. That made me sad. Yeah, imagine we didn't hit their Aesops. Like, their economy would have been so much better. Not that it wasn't good, but like, wow, yeah, above the law when it lands, it lands. Okay, I think I'd originally play the CTM Ariabata deck and be like a real piece of work. Especially to spend money to put that Reaver down for, yeah. This card's really cute as an engine. And like, it's good in Cabo, because Cabo can ensure that you draw it early, at least relatively. And I don't know if any of these Cabanessa decks are running Rejig anymore. I feel like the card has just been too slow. Ooh, I would forget about that. That's so cool. You can fire Simulchip and SMC to be able to draw, to put your at 6. I have no doubt. That's dope. Okay, I'm gonna try the Ariabata tech deck. Maybe someone's gonna have, thanks for the game. Maybe someone won't have fun against it, but I want to try it because I want to see how it works. Can't believe you built this, Rob. All right, what was this called? Ritzy Tribal. Is it actually? Excuse me, I just opened every other tab. NBN controlling the message. Okay. So, basic idea deck, super rude. NBN controlling the message says the first time a card is trashed, trace 4. And that's annoying to take a tag. Because Ariabata tech says when you there's a successful trace, you gain 1, they lose 1. I think it fires when you trash the Ariabata, if I'm not mistaken. On top of that, we have Malia Zaloka, which is really good at suddenly destabilizing a runner that installs an already liberated daily cast, miss bones, stuff like that. We have all the good assets for making economy. Our agenda suite is 10 agendas, which is pretty small. We have 2 AR enhanced. If we score those early, we're great. We have Cyberdeck sandboxes, which just is playable in every faction. And 15 minutes, which is nice. Also with, we don't have a money tonight. But our ice suite is only traces. Also stuffs Aesop. How's it going, Arzan? Good game, eh? And Macrophage, if that fires, that's an 8 credit swing. Like, it's just absolutely disgusting. So I'm interested to see how this is, especially again in open deck lists. You know, some of the like hot spice gets a bit less secret, but I want to see what the spice tastes like. Is this monster team my teammates voiced on me? Oh, Rob, you're bailing on this, huh? It's not your decision. No Amani, no, and I love Amani in specifically that format because everybody's running a max fire stack, and Amani just looks so good. It's a card that you can't leave on the table. It did so much work on Friday. I saw a couple games where it was like just 3 Amanis over and over again, like Progenitor. You have to trash it. Trace 4 on your dig with your conduit. Sandbox is really only good with Jeeves and CTM. The synergy's so good. Oh, that as well, yeah. Purge do something. Ooh, Adam could be a really rough matchup. They have to trash her stuff. We can't Malia them, right? Because they can't be. They have to not be virtual. This is even archive memories. This hand's fine. Actually, no, we can do better than this. We don't need Amalia. We just want things on the table. Oh, that's really rough. I think the play versus Money is just to not use the progenitors. That honestly is probably okay, but then purging gets a bit better, right? I think no Money is an oversight. It looks really good in the format. So basically, they see the top deck of our deck. They run. They see 2 cards from HQ, but they have to trash the first card they access, which is a problem for them. And their hand size is -1, but they draw at the end of their turn, or -2, excuse me. So I think we're gonna spin Doctor just to make sure that we don't have too many agendas in hand. And from here, I think we can go. And hold on. Crystara shuffling 2 Amani back with spin says it all. Yeah, no, I believe it. Ooh, RNG key. Damn, aggressive. Good. So they see the top card of the deck so they can ensure their RNG key fires because they actually reveal the top card of the deck before they access with Find the Truth. So it's a really good combination. Admittedly, though, if they hit a card with a trash cost, they have to trash it. And now they know we have hard-hitting news, but they also do have 8 credits, which feels good. Ooh, they have the tech. That's fine. We're going to get down to AR, I hope. Okay, and they drew a sure gamble. Good stuff. So we'll score this. So now trashing anything is really difficult, and a lot of times they're forced to trash things. I would love to ice up R&D, but we'll get there anyways. Hopefully we get a macrophage there with an Arya bot on the table, but they have good money. So let's see what it is here. Again, they have to trash, and it's not installed card, it's any card. So they generally end up trashing here and taking a tag. We have mostly trashables. Upwards of 5 credits, I think. It's a Maryland. So they have to trash this, pay 3 credits, take a tag. Like, it's so hard for them to run R&D when I think half our deck is trashables. Aryabata, they probably trash that. And I hope they don't hit a Bologna. They do hit a Bologna. That's a really big deal because now their hand size is huge. But they're going to be on 4 credits and they know we have a hard-hitting news. And they have a clear tag. This can be really, really bad for them. That being said, there's a lot of it points. So we're definitely going to Aryabata them. I mean, sorry, hard-hitting news them. Finally, reason after so many games versus Adam that icing all centrals as CTM meant they have to trash off a remote to fire FDT. Yeah, that can be hard because they have to run. We'll draw once. Look at this on the table. Wasn't sure if I was going to steal. It's a hard choice. Oh, I'm not very smart. I installed this even though we won't have the money to res it. That's definitely a mistake. I should have kept that in hand to dilute this. Yeah, installing this is not smart. What is our tag punishment in this list? Let me check. It is a single boom and an archive memories. Okay, so not amazing. But we can trash their stuff, which is good. Like trashing Find the Truth is really good. It denies RNG key. I saw another hard-hitting news off the top. They're removing 4 tags. Again, they can do that. And they drew an independent thinking. That's not a card you see very often. So we could hit them again. I'm not that excited about it. We'll definitely put that on R&D. We'll do this on a new remote, this on R&D. I would love to stick an Aryabata. And I'm really worried here that they're going to run HQ and steal the Bologna. Yeah, and that's... If they hit the temple first, we're fine. Because they have to trash it. So it's... The odds here are a bit interesting. I think you might have installed Temple Maryland at HHN. The way you get your tempo up. Yeah. HHN. They hit the Mamba Temple, so they had to trash it. Take a tag. And now they still have 5 credits. Oh, man, right. Because they nailed RNG key. Oh, so they can steal the Bologna. I think getting blown on the table is correct. Oh, they're checking stuff? That's fine. They can trash this for 3 if they want. And I could res this to get the shuffle, but I'm okay. We have a spin doctor, and I want them to run this. They have to clear 1 tag. It's like disasters for them if they don't. All right, so he gained good money off of that, or 1 credit. Shuffle, okay. Oh, okay. Let's get ice. Doesn't do anything, it's only non-virtuals. Daily Business Show seems really good. Is that better than Rashida? No. This is a closer game than it looks, but it seems like a really bad matchup to this point. Because if they hit the Malia, like it's 3 credits and a tag. That being said, if they can nail it, and they know we have a hard-hitting news in here. So they'll call something smart with RNG key. They guess 3, but they hit the Malia, so they have to trash it, take a tag, not get their RNG key value. And they hit the hard-hitting news. We got lucky there. Man, there's just such an uphill fight. And they can't float a tag. Like, we'll start destroying their yeah, it's so hard for them to do that. Here it could be bad because we're not filtering our draw. And they have good HQ pressure. Yeah, like, oh, we can lose right here.
We do have Spin Doctor, so we probably want to throw those out. So we probably draw once. Oh, that's interesting. We can draw again. If we install this, we're on 7. Is 7 good enough? We want to install this on HQ, we'll be at 7. We can discard, so we just take a credit. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want these in hand. We always can res our ice for free, which is good. And they're traces, which is really good once we get Aryabhata's back in, which I think we actually Spin Doctor in. I think if I am them, I run Archives for Find the Truth. I think that's fine because we'll Spin Doctor. But I see what you mean. Okay. So macrophaging Archives is honestly not the worst to play. We'll draw once. We'll get this on the table. We'll get a macrophage on Archives. So now if they want to get their ability, they have to trash something. Oh, that turn. Yeah, I think you're right. That turn they might want to run Archives, but I think they believe in RNG key. So they trashed, whoa, they trashed safety first and neutralize all threats to draw Wasteland, Brain Chip, which is amazing for them. Their hand size actually will be unboomable, and a Carmen. Whoa, so now they don't have to double axes, they don't have to trash. So not as good as we thought. Okay, so now we have to like really grind them down and get our win condition, but I don't know what our win condition is, because our win condition is prison, but it involves them interacting with us. I don't know whether we should just jam the other Spin Doc. We haven't seen the Logic Bomb yet. So this is where keeping a Bologna would have been good, because we could have jammed a Bologna on the table at this point. Oh, never mind, they're back. Oh, that's sick. We want the sandbox. I just wish we had another piece of ice for this. We don't have Jeeves in this list, do we? Oh, we do. We'll draw once. That's fine. Like a lot of times you're playing against other stuff. Like, oh, this is something we want to blank. We got rid of her. I wonder what they're gonna pawn. I guess yeah, obviously the Harbingers. We could res this for free, but I don't want them to know that it exists. So we can draw. Oh, that could be really good. So we'll do new remote. Then we'll advance this. Oh, I didn't plan the turn out. We could have also double advanced this. But we really want to land the tag from this thing to trash their pawn shop. Or obviously, like their directives is really good as well. And if we install double advance this, it looks like blown a lot of the times. It's a Carmen. Where in the world? What are we throwing out here? Wait, what did I just bottom? I don't remember. Placing this intelligently is going to be important. This is... We'll do HQ. If they ever connect with us in Aryabhata fires, like we just trace into everything. And this gets so much better once we eventually score this. And we should be paying attention to what they're drawing. I haven't been. I don't know if they have a Logic Bomb. They have another RNG key. Wow, they're going through their deck. We haven't seen that card that we just saw in the Cabinet, the Reaver yet, which would have been really good for their build. Always be running. Oh, that's so good for us. Okay. Don't mind if we do. Take the Chrysium, I think. Yo, Stoned, how's it going? We'll purge here. We'll get this in the remote. So now they're forced to run, which is really hard for us to interact with us. Everything we have is trace. They only have one breaker to their name. They have no Logic Bomb. They can click through things. So now they're going. So they can click through the one subroutine on this, which I think we want to force them to do it. Because resing, yeah, I think, no, they just pay 3. This actually, I don't know, that's a lot of pressure here. They're doing fine. I think we want a Chrysium R&D. Is this a successful run? Yeah. then they have to trash it for 5. Well, instead of paying 3 credits, they double click through it. So if they hit a trashable here, it's really awkward for them. And they're going to hit multiple cards. So probably have to trash something. It's a spin doctor, so they have to trash that. Take a tag. I would love a Jeeves. Oh my god, Jeeves makes this so much better. I don't think we want Rashida. I hope you find too. I'm doing good. Thank you, Stone. So far, the Aryabatas haven't seemed that mean. Removing a tag. Discarding an Aesop's. Okay, so we want this to stick. I'm not going to Rashida. Jeeves. Honestly, Jeeves is probably worse than getting another piece of ice there. That was actually a mistake. We definitely should have kept the ice. Also, even advancing that's a mistake if we have Jeeves on the table. But they have to run. I wonder where they're going to go run. Do they pawn something? This is a cool Adam list. I like the idea that Sunny competitively seems to be like, you know, tier 1.5. I wonder how far away Adam is from that. I think Adam always seems good. They could pawn the ABR. Yeah, they always could. Wait, emergent creativity? You can't do that. Wait, you have to run. Wait, hold on. Oh, wait. Hey, don't you have to run first click? Yeah. No worries. All good. Yeah, unfortunately, we got a lot of information from them. Oh, I don't want to start my turn. Oh. Did I goof it up? Cool. So they're going to ace up this. So now they have a breaker. They have a logic bomb. Okay, so now we're good to go. Okay. Oh, no worries at all. Okay, so now we can double advance this. Unfortunately, with Aesop's, we can't, with Jeeves, we can't triple advance this. So we actually kind of, I guess not coordinate ourselves, but we can double advance this. So we have to trash, so we can trash something and they will have a tag. So the question is, do we trash Find the Truth? What's the best thing to trash here? Aesop's Pawn Shop seems to be a big part of their economy. Logic Bomb is always obviously very good because bypassing ice seems strong. What do you think you trash here? We definitely score this. And then we're on game point. We're on 15 minutes point. What do we trash? Choose a resource to trash? That's weird. I think it's a logic bomb. You think if Fast and Truth Mally gets a pawn shop? You're definitely right about Mally getting a pawn shop. I don't think it's a pawn shop. But I honestly think Find the Truth is okay for us because it makes them want to run. Maybe you're right. The econ. Blown sent me back too much. Yeah, maybe. Everyone's suggesting something else that I did. Maybe Find the Truth was correct. I think they have multiple copies of this in their deck. Obviously, they have multiple logic bombs, but they want to do something with the logic bomb, and our ice is like very weak to logic bomb. They have another independent thinking. And now every turn we can purge and install. With misdirection, econ's a weaker target. Yeah, I don't care about the econ too much. Okay, this is gonna be fine. They are running Croter, not Paperclip. Let me close this. So this costs them the same amount. They don't need to break all the subs. Oh, you can, yeah, they got it. They don't have to break all of them. So it's not considered a successful run, so they don't Find the Truth. They can't RNG key, and they have to trash this at least for 5 and a tag, which is disastrous. And a trace. Oh, I should have rezzed. Fuck. Oh, I should have rezzed this. That's on me. Yeah, I forgot that this was a trace. This is the first time CTM had traces mattered. That we should have rezzed the Aryabata because then they would have been on 2 credits. And this is where they get like caught up. Because now they would have been on 2 credits. So they can clear 1 set. What is happening? Oh, I guess they died a boom. Wait, but they don't have enough credits. I don't think you can break this. Oh, yeah, they're going to let the trace fire. Okay, that's fine. They can take one more tech here, yeah. Aye. Okay, so we're gonna fire the trace. And I'm gonna shuffle back in some non-cards. There's no Bolognas in here, so it's unlikely that they can win. But I might as well, it's the last click. Might as well just shuffle in some untrashables. So I'll put back in a Spin Doctor and an Aryabhata. Not untrashables, but changes nothing when they're in 0. Jeeves? Interesting enough, if they hit an agenda, their hand size gets a bit bigger. Wait, there are 7 cards? We can't boom them? Are you serious? That seems problematic. Oh, I wish we already botted. Yeah, because their hand size went up there. Okay, we'll Rashid into 15 minutes. Yeah, okay, we win no matter what. No, we don't. That's only 5 agenda points. What am I thinking? Oh, that's a big oof for me. We'll definitely boom them here. Yeah, I think we do value boom for sure. And then we just plug this up. And yeah, we have to Spin Doctor actually. We have to Spin Doctor. We have to let R&D open. Because we have a lot of points in the room in on the table or in the archives. We have archived as well, which is good. We could lose this. We can archives again. Yeah, we totally can archives again, but we have they can clear the tags with misdirection. So I don't think it's gonna work. We can't boom archive boom because boom is a double. Yeah, there you go. Man, they are holding on so well, and we misplayed. Like we definitely should have rezzed the Aryabhata twice over. We would have gone so much better for us. That being said, we do have a window here, that's for sure. I think we just do purge, install this. We also could get her down on the table to blank the pawn shop. But I think we'll just do purge, install this. They would not have had money to break IP block and get in for the steal. Yeah, I know, Riketha, we totally goofed it up. We should have rezzed this. This is the first time CTM fired. Yeah, they would have been short a credit on the get in here. Yeah, that's on me. Okay, well that unfortunately is not up. That's the first time I think I've seen Algernon hit the table, maybe. But unfortunately, because of the Jeeves not being dealt with, we can score out. Good game. Yo, that was really close. Cool deck. Yeah, that's just a wild build. They had 67 credits out of 31, and honestly, the Aryabhatas never mattered. Admittedly, we could have made it matter to the point it actually would have won us the game, but they were giving up on the remote, so that's why it didn't seem like a mine. Oh, no, that's cool, cool. All right, I'll look into it. C2. All right, we'll purge for 8. Good. That's a cool deck. Awesome. Y'all. On that note, I think there's 2 things. Firstly, we'll be back streaming on Thursday, and we'll have Eric in the chat, or not in the chat, joining the stream to talk a bit about his recent decks, maybe a bit about snare bears, but also about like you know, the game, which will be fun. It'll be nice. I'm really excited. We had to push it because we couldn't stream this Thursday. On top of that, we'll be streaming our end of the Fite Nite on the 23rd, starting at about I think 3 Eastern Standard Time or Eastern D time, EDT. Ask about the Vancouver housing market. I've heard it's great. Really affordable out there. So we'll have that coming up soon. It's in a couple weeks. We'll be talking more about that, and I'm stoked. It looks really fun. I don't know. Does Aki does anybody know when Netscape, when Aki is streaming their side of it? I'm not actually sure, but it should be between then and now. I think they have the middle slot. Hopefully we'll find out and let you know before Thursday or on Thursday, but that's largely it. Glad that so many people can drop in on a Sunday night stream. Sorry that we had to dodge Thursday night stream or Sunday afternoon stream. I gotta go get groceries because that's something our apartment doesn't have, and I know Maddie's waiting on me for that. So we're gonna go do that. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and hopefully we'll see you on Thursday. If not, take care. Thanks to all the people that hanging out in chat, everybody watching the VOD, everybody we played games against. Good games, have fun, and we'll be back in a bit. Ciao.